Welcome to Kranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Kranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Owen, Winston Falling, Float Management, Chorus, Odell. Am I missing anyone? I have to be very careful nowadays. People give me a hard time, say I'm dismissing them. I am not like a AFTV, a Rabbi Lyle, who have millions of followers and therefore, or viewers, I should say, instead of followers. No one can say me denigrate them. And therefore, they only read super chats because they can't read all the different comments. I haven't gotten there yet and may never get there. If you would just do me a favor to help me get there by hitting that like button, be good. And we will mention some of the EPL, but not a lot, actually. We're here to talk about Reggae Boyz football and talk about the wingers this time. Not the entire team, just the wingers, opportunities, who is in, who's out. That's the main focus of the conversation. But we're going to touch upon a couple of things. One is that I mentioned this last week. I'm going to call out names. I have said this before. I am not Michelle Obama, who believes when they go low, you should go high. I'm not into that school. I think you don't take anything from bullies. Somebody bullying you, you bully them back. Somebody box you, box them. Take a piece of wood and clot them. Yes, I'm saying that. I'm not into that. Right? That's how I am. So I live my life. I believe in treating people fairly. I don't believe in doing things inappropriately. I try to be a good person. But I don't like people to tell lies. And I, as I've said this before, when I come on YouTube, I try not to, and most of them I don't, criticize YouTubers. The only person who does YouTube that I really do criticize is Maverick, because he doesn't view himself as a YouTuber, and I don't either. He doesn't have live shows. He has a radio program, and I call him out. But I don't talk about other YouTubers, especially when the space that I'm in space that I'm in. The other day, JT went on this program and said some very crude, obnoxious, low-life things. And which were actually not true. Which are not true is a euphemism, which were lies, actually. And it's not okay. So I text him, and I said to him, I'm going to read what I said, and he texts me back. First of all, I tried to call his show. He wouldn't pick up the phone. Right? He wouldn't pick up the phone. And he knew it was me. He looked at the number, didn't know me. Now, Kranky's not badness to people. I say I have a chance to reflect on what you said and still trying to process it. I had you as someone with a level of intellect and integrity, but I was mistaken. You made up a story and was so gross in your comments, it's incomprehensible. And I did go low because I do that. I saw you broke down online and I realized you're sick and need help. Please go and seek some help. Peace. He came back and said, I was told yesterday, Pete told you about your mom. And go listen to what he said, people. It's crude and it's ghetto. And ghetto doesn't mean where you live. Trump is a ghetto president. Ghetto is about your behavior, how you operate, how you engage, how you live your life. That's ghetto behavior. He thought it was good content. I shouldn't take it serious. So he didn't check if it was true. That is the most irresponsible thing I've ever seen and heard. You're making these gross, obnoxious, rude, horrible comments about somebody. You're saying something that Rudolph Speed did not say, because I did not know of Speed, and Speed and I have our back and forth all the time. And I communicate with Speed today, not to really ask him that per se, but to see if he heard it, and he said he didn't care. I communicate with him because Speed and I are not enemies, right? Rudolph is very perturbed with me because he believes that I focus on him and I'm not fair to him. And I can understand that from his perspective, because I do criticize him quite a bit. But you've never heard me call Rudolph Speed corrupt. You've never heard me talk about Rudolph Speed in a personal sense. I talk about in the context of what he does in Jamaica's football. I don't make it personal. It's not about Rudolph, it's about the football. Anything that affects the football, I'm going to talk about it. And if Rudolph is in the way, or Rudolph is in the football, and I believe he's responsible for things that are happening, then I can't help it if he's mad at me, right? But we do communicate once in a while. It may not be the best communication, frankly, but we do communicate. Rudolph has never been, I see Rudolph in environment having contentious engagement with people, including myself, but I think he's always been respectful as best as he can be given the facts and circumstances. So what the person said, I knew right away could not be correct, and just verified and substantiated it. It's not okay, people. It's not okay what JT did. It's foul. It's rude. It's obnoxious. That kind of behavior should not be tolerated. It's not okay. Because what he said, and if he was in my vicinity, I'm going to leave that alone. But what he said is not okay. I'm telling you, it's not okay. It's not okay. And that's why, there are a few YouTubers I do not engage with for different reasons. And part of it is the disrespect from a couple of those YouTubers. You hear me call them on my channel, you hear me engage with them. It's not okay, people. You've heard me preach on my channel to be respectful. We can criticize people, and we can go hard at them. But it's not in the context of personalizing stuff. It's in the context of the environment operated, the sports we cover, the sports we love. So I'm going to leave it at that. But JT, what you did was foul. It was offensive. It was not okay. And I suggest you go to the shrink and get some help, because you do need it, sir. Anyway, let me move on. Second item. Give me 1 second, people. I didn't come here to do this today. No, I came here to talk football. We're going to talk football. Give me something. Give me 1 second, people. I apologize. I just realized I need to put my AC on. I apologize, people. Just give me 1 second. I'm back. I apologize. And that's one of the, I struggle. I'm gonna say this. I struggle with YouTube, and I struggle with some of my Jamaican people. I do struggle. Some of my family members I mentioned before give me a hard time about what I decide to cover or what I do cover today. What I do cover, mostly, and I'm gonna be covering other things. I start working on a video today, and maybe do less Reggae Boyz football. Not because I don't love the sport or the people who are on my channel, most of them, because it's a small minority who are the problem. But just because my interests are varied. And what I hear from a lot of people about me sometimes is, I think I know everything. I go on like I'm better than people. I go on like this is a Jamaican term, like I have more knowledge than others. I'm relaying to you my perspective, my views, my opinion. You can take it or leave it. You may not like it. You may like it. You may disagree with me. You may affirm what I'm saying. But let's challenge arguments with logic and perspective, not with feelings. Jamaicans like to talk about, if I say Cephas is not a good player, and I'm not saying he's not, but if I say, they say you're bad mind, which means you're envious. What is there for the player has that we should be envious about? In fact, we applaud those players because they give us pleasure. If they do well, we laud them, we praise them, we appreciate them, we support them, we show them. They don't do well, we criticize them. That's the innate to sports in general, not just football. So anyway, as I said, I didn't come here to preach, so let me just move on. But JT, you're on that list that I have. And it's a growing list. Probably run out of people by the time we're done. Second item, in EPL football, I won't stay long, people, except to say a couple of things. One is, I think West Ham may get relegated. They are horrible. Like really bad. They're not a good team at all. They'll probably have quality in Bowen. That may be it. Not a good team. Manchester United fans, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. You've gotten a lot of beating. Your man just got a lot of stick. And I'm glad for Amarin and I'm glad for Man U that they won the game. Not because we're competing with Liverpool, but sometimes when you're under pressure and you're able to at least mitigate it somewhat, you ain't eliminate it, you mitigate it, that's a good thing. Right, it's a good thing. So at the end of the day, I am glad for the Man U fans. Now, a lot of Liverpool fans at the inception of the season, they thought it was over. They won their first 5 games, not convincingly, frankly, but they're saying we spent £400 million, we're not playing well, and what when we get our team together? Now, that may still happen, but for right now, they're struggling a little bit, and it's our advantage. Now, I would say for Arsenal, and I won't spend a lot of time on us, is this, which is we have to do better offensively. We have a lot of firepower. We spend a lot of money. We're still not clicking offensively. So we need to change that. But I hope that gets better. Third item before I go into the main topic tonight. So I'm going through this quickly, people. I'm not going to beat Liverpool fans, and I'm not overly praising Man U fans. I think it was a great thing for you. So, excellent. Third thing, Jamaica. Right. JFF, I said, I'm going to go and run off in a moment. This is Jamaica, people. This is the president with members from Costa Rica, America, and Mexico. These are the 4 nations vying or making a bid for the Women's 2031 World Cup. So you hear us talk about why Jamaica can't host Gold Cup games or other big events. As many of you know, Jamaica should be refurbishing a stadium, and it should be done by 2031. Let's hope, we don't have construction delays, because that's inherent to construction projects. And let's hope it goes fluid and goes smoothly and works out really, really well. I think the specs have been done, the architectural design have been done. But Jamaica is bidding, and I'll put this up. Why are you coming up? This is the article, which I can't even see to read, to be honest. It's so small. Let me see if I can increase the font, people. That talks about the World Cup. So let me increase this. It says, and I'm going to read it. Let's see if I can read this better than how Trump reads. I'm trying to make it wide, and it doesn't want to move. Okay. It's better. U.S. Soccer 2021. U.S. Soccer's 2031 Women's World Cup bid will include Mexico, Jamaica, and Costa Rica. The Federation's president confirmed at a news conference on Monday at the Solo Building in Midtown Manhattan. The 2021 Women's World Cup will be the first to feature 48 teams after the FIFA Council unanimously approved the expansion from 32 teams in a vote in May. He said, "We are incredibly proud to be leading this bid for the 2031 Women's World Cup alongside our CONCACAF partners in Mexico, Costa Rica, and Big Jamaica." U.S. Soccer Federation President Cindy Parlow-Cone said in a statement, "Together, we have an extraordinary opportunity to host the biggest and most impactful Women's World Cup in history, one that will inspire a new generation of fans and help grow the women's game across our entire region and around the world. We're excited to drive lasting progress for women's soccer by creating a legacy that reaches far beyond 2031 and sets a new global standard for the sport. The U.S.-led joint bid for 2031 is uncontested, and FIFA is expected. It's uncontested, people. That means, it guarantees them will get it. And FIFA is expected to ratify it at the FIFA Congress in Vancouver, British Columbia, on April 30th of 2026, a few months before the Men's World Cup commences. U.S. Soccer said this past April that it was waiting for FIFA to finalize the size of the tournament before announcing its partnership structure with other nations from CONCACAF. I won't go through the rest of it. I'll say this, though. And you can read the rest of it, people. That's the article. Ricky, let me just read what Ricky said, actually. He said, "This will have an impact on the psyche of every single Jamaican. Michael Ricketts, president of the Jamaica Football Federation, said in a statement, "It is no ordinary feat for a small country like ours to host World Cup matches. This is absolutely tremendous. We are very hopeful and optimistic that we can put together an experience that is truly memorable for our players and fans. This is huge for Jamaica and for every person who proudly calls themselves Jamaican." So, great news great news in some respect, because let's make sure we can afford it. Yeah, it's co-host, so no, Uptown is not Sabina Park. The stadium is supposed to be refurbished and supposed to be able to meet FIFA standard when they refurbish it. So it's not no Sabina Park. Should I left out Canada? Maybe Canada didn't want to bid. Bidding for these events is not guaranteed, you know. Kranky, talk the truth. You're not happy for Man U fan. You're happy that they win, so Arsenal could be a tougher league. The team that I most despise in the Premier League is actually Manchester United. It's not Arsenal. It's not Tottenham. And the only reason, because when I was watching football as earnest and we were doing well, our competitor was Manchester United. But I don't really, I say despise is the wrong word. I don't really hate any Premier League team, not even Tottenham. Hey, people when I go to England and live in England and care about Tottenham, I don't feel that way. I just want to beat all the teams, and Man U just one team that we'd like to get over. But they always seem to play us difficult no matter how bad their team is. So I don't hate Man U, no. Much power to them, good win. But even if Liverpool won, we'd still be leading, so they just fall further behind. Another thing, people, that I've been accused of. Well, I don't say accused. Somebody mentioned to me that they were on my channel previously. They put up comments. And I said this earlier, and I didn't read their comments. And I want to apologize for that. I can't read every comment. I don't see every comment. I do not exclude any comments in this section unless they're very disrespectful or unless they're very, it's people like Reggae Boyz. Let me call him out. Reggae Boyz blogger is always being somebody who's just trying to be difficult. And sometimes I don't put up his comments, especially when he goes on a tangent. And there's another person, I won't call his name, I think he's from Westmoreland, who also can be rude, obnoxious, and just say horrible things. But for most of the people, I put their comments up. Why wouldn't I? Right? Why wouldn't I? Also, somebody called me the other day and says it was a bit disrespectful of me not taking their call. But let me just say this, people. If you call and somebody's on the phone, I can just get rid of the person so you can come on. And you call and the person is actually on the phone talking. Now, yes, some people stay longer than this standard 5 minutes, but I have to be courteous and allow the person to provide their point of perspective. They took the time to call, which I appreciate. So I'm not going to just run them off. So if it's nothing negative in terms of me not answering if you call. And most times I click on it, says I call you back. And sometimes I either forget or things just run away, right? So don't take it personal, people. What else I want to talk about? So now I'm going to talk about the main topic for the evening, because I already spent 20 minutes going over EPL and my own personal stuff that I'm having other YouTubers. And I noticed that the like buttons are not going up much, but I'm not going to ask for the likes tonight. If you want to hit the like button, I'm going to get to that point, actually. If you want to hit the like button, you hit. If you don't want to hit it, I already put it at the beginning. If you don't want to hit the like button, it's your prerogative. You can keep your like. It's all good. Because I'm getting tired of saying people to hit the like button, and then I put it at the beginning and you just ignore it. But you're still here watching the program. But that's your prerogative. I've been hearing a lot subsequent to the completion of the game between Bermuda and Jamaica about certain players and who we need and who we don't need. And I said to myself, you know what? I should do I'm going to call it my own thing because I'm not a journalist, but I should do some due diligence to find out. Let's assess the players. I want to assess each of the players for the various positions. We start out with the wingers today. So those who play wing, not center forward, not midfield, not defensive goalkeepers, they play on the wing. And right now, to me, we have about 6 with one out yonder who may or may not come in. Right? And I heard comments, and here's some of the comments I heard. Cephas has to play, has to start every game. Cephas is this and Cephas is that. And I was like, yeah, he looked good against Bermuda. Oh, Whisper. Oh, we know. I heard, I'm going to call it out. I heard LSM said, we don't need Greenwood. We have Whisper. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And granted, Whisper looked decent in 10 minutes against Curacao and looked very good in 28 minutes against Bermuda. And I said, you know what? Let me do some due diligence, because it's one thing to talk about players and your perception of them based on the optics. It's another thing to really assess the players, all their attributes, how they're playing at their clubs, how they play for the country, to allow you to make an informed decision. Right? So what I did was I put together a little video, and some of it is really, I wouldn't call it tacky, but it's not the best viewing. But I have a video. I did two things. I put together a video, and then I decided to use Transfer Market to give me some information. Yeah, Dr. Dan, I'm getting to it. Be patient, Dr. Dan. I'm getting to all of this. People. There's a method to the madness, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through all 6 wingers, plus the one who is in far yonder who may or may not join us, right? So we have 6 wingers. We have Cephas, we have Campbell, we have Dixon, we have Gray, we have Whisper, and we have Leon Bailey. That's 6. And there's another winger who has his passport but hasn't changed allegiance yet, in Mason Greenwood. We're going to talk about him also, because some people are dissing the player and his abilities, and it's like they don't know football. They don't know what I'm talking about. They actually, and I'll say that because if you follow football and know football, there's certain players you just, you know what? I don't say you bow down to them, but you appreciate them and their abilities. So we're going to start with Cephas first, because I'm hearing about Cephas as if he walks on water. And this is not to denigrate, belittle, disparage, bog down, bad mind, envy anybody, people. This is an analysis that I did. Right? So don't take it as if Kranky's trying to negate the player and the accomplishment. Facts are facts. You can't dispute facts. I'm a facts person. That's why I struggle with the concept of the word Jesus and everything there. I'm a facts person. You give me facts and empirical evidence, and I will, you know what? Say, okay, fine. If it's opinion, we can argue or something different. But I'm going to take some of your comments first before I go further. So I'm going to get beans now for people comments. And we're going to the stats, people. We're going to the stats. So here, Dr. Dan says, we will be players from top teams who football knowledge is top. Imagine the likes of Magic. Demshire said, Kranky's only Tracy. And I wouldn't call him an idiot. Tracy's a smart person. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart person. He has an audience he caters to, and he talks to his audience. I called Tracy that he has a PTC show. LSM has a PTC show. We call it Pandekana show. Pandekana show. And it works for him. And he has a good platform, and it's growing, and it's well appreciated. And when I used to call the program, he'd be extremely busy. So he's doing something effective. So yeah, I appreciate that. Float said the fans are disillusional. I have no clue about the game. Abbas Paul made an excellent point last night. Most of Jamaican fans don't understand the game. They just want to see player as Shifaman. I'm not gonna say that, Float. I don't think so, actually. I think given the mediums that we have access to, the various medium that provide us entertainment and sports, that people now can sit in their living room and have so much access to data and information and are more informed. Yes, people love the excitement with shift. I know you can beat a man. But I'm not going to say Jamaican fans don't understand. I think, as someone said to me that they was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said to me that they think I'm biased towards diaspora players and they're biased towards local players. And they weren't saying negative. They just started doing based location. And I said, I am not biased towards diaspora players. I am more biased towards excellence, or, whoever is better. I don't really care where you live or born or whatever. If you've been naturalized or if you were born Jamaican, so long as you're good enough to make the team and be able to do well, I'm supporting you. But I do realize that when I hear the press conferences or when I see people in certain environment, that people are local, and it's not a Jamaica only thing. Because I hear people who support Arsenal who live in the UK and how they talk about Lewis Kelly and Saka, and they give them more leverage and they give them more latitude than they do other players who may not be of English descent. So people have local biases. It's not necessarily a terrible thing, but sometimes it can affect the team and those who are not deemed to be local, right? So we have to be careful with that. And sometimes it's not even xenophobia. People just have their preferences. It's like you like vanilla versus orange ice cream. You like who you like. You like what you like, right? I don't eat ice cream, by the way. You like what you like. So at the end of the day, we have our preferences in life. And it's unfortunate when it comes to sport and football the way it is. Because I was saying Morocco won the under-20. And I was thinking, I wonder if the JFF would even have a conversation with Morocco about what have they done. Because we always use first world countries as a barometer to assess what we should do. You hear me talk about Spain a lot. But if they think about, can the FA call Morocco and says, what do you undertake to allow you to win the under-20 World Cup and be coming semi-final of the World Cup? We know that they engage diaspora. What are you doing that we can even consider given we have limited resources? That's how I think about things. I'm big into benchmarking. But anyway, that's just me. So it's interesting. Owen says, why is this coming up? Oh no, try to put your comment up. Oh no, but he wasn't sure. Greenwood is Mike's ahead of Miles ahead of. I think he meant Miles. Miles ahead of every single player on Jamaica team. Green is a world-class player, and we'll go through it a little bit. Actually, I'm clicking on these people, and they don't want to come up. Jay says, chorus, and look how the man them treat the girls. I bring the more success to the nation. Well, they're trying to get the World Cup, so that's another factor for people to talk about the JFF and the girls. They're supposed to have made up, so then they try to bring the World Cup. So it's a good thing for the girls. The girls, look, people gonna have difference of opinion and gonna have differences. You gotta amend them, right? And so when JFF people give me a hard time and say how critical I am and how I disrespect the JFF, they have short memories. They have recency bias. I was the one supporting them a lot of times with the girls. I was the one supporting them a lot of times when they were going against Raymond, because I ain't got those biases. I don't have those biases. I support what I deem to be logic, fairness, righteousness. That's me. Well, I shouldn't use the word righteousness. Then people say going to a religion thing. But I that's how I am. And I can't help if people don't like when they get criticized, when they love the praise, but they don't love the criticism. I don't know how that works. Good evening. Hello?
Yeah, man. Kranky.
Yes?
First time caller.
Okay. Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
This is Alan.
Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, man. I just want to congratulate you on the good work you're doing. It's very interesting, and I like listening to you. Watch your podcast all the time,
Well, I do appreciate. I do try. Do I get a lot beaten, which is deserved sometime, by the way.
You are telling the truth. Telling the truth myself, they are beat you sometime. Well, you know how you go.
Well, if you're in this medium, I don't think you're gonna get beaten. You must be in fairyland, because it's the nature of the beast. We're gonna have different opinion, and sometimes the opinions don't align. But as long as we're respectful, it's all good.
Yeah. That's the most important thing. I believe. You have to take it from both sides.
Yes, definitely.
About the football, I think Jamaica, we need two midfielders.
Right.
We need somebody who can really dominate in midfield. This guy Hayden, I think he's too quiet for me. I'm not saying he's not good. I think he's you don't really see him. He's there. He's one of those players that he's there, but you don't really see him.
So do you realize that Hayden had 80-something touches in the last game?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's there, but we don't really see him. We need to see somebody who can dominate the game.
No, but he dominates quietly. I'm telling you. So that's why I love stats, and I love not just the eye test. He dominates quietly. In his, if you look at his stats, his passing accuracy is really under 90%. And the last game, people say he just passed about backwards and sideways. Go look how much pass he made the opponent have in the last game. Bermuda is not a good judge. right? It's not a good game to judge anything, to be honest. But if you look at Hayden's stats, any game he plays in, he doesn't turn the ball over, which is an imperative, which is important in football to make sure you don't give the ball away to the opponent. Now, he's not the same Hayden who played for Arsenal, who played for Newcastle. He's gotten slow. He had an ACL injury. He slowed down, but his brain is still working. So I understand what you're saying in terms of, I'm going to give you an example. People love Dixon because of his energy. But is that managed energy or just youthful exuberance?
Tell you the truth, I think Dixon should always be in the team because we should take the opportunity to prepare for the future. Because if you look at our front line,
right,
Demarai, Dixon, Dujan,
right,
we have to keep those people in the team right now because you see, if Jamaica make it to this World Cup, we're gonna flourish after the World Cup when those three people are, some of the youngsters start taking over.
Yeah, I don't disagree that we have to blend youth with experience,
right?
Because the team is getting very old. But they don't necessarily have to go to this World Cup coming up, right?
They need to be in the squad. They need to be there.
Well, we're going to talk about that tonight because there's only 5 places and we may have 7 or 8 players. And the question is, 2 people got to be left out, and it's unfortunate. But I'm gonna go through them in detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I understand what you're saying, and people have been asking the question about when we're gonna have that transition, because especially in the defense, in some areas, it's not every area. Some areas we're getting older in the Antonios, the Lows, the Pinnocks, even the Blake. Even though goalkeeper can last much longer time, they're getting older. And the question is, do we have adequate replacement? I think that's becoming less and less of an issue, given who we see are coming through the pipeline.
I think as far as Blake, if he starts making a lot of mistakes and the age starts showing up, I think we can replace him. But as far as what he's doing right now, we're good with it. We shouldn't be talking. You know what? When we talk like this, he probably listen to your program and then start feeling some kind of way.
No. Wait. I can't. If he's feeling weight, I can't help that. He's 30-something years old. When you pass 30 in life, football's a short career, right? Goalkeepers can last longer. They can last up to 40. Look at, what's his name from Italy and all these goalkeepers. They can cope up to 40. But when you pass 30 in most sport, people got to look for replacements. They got to look for who's success. They have to have succession planning, like everything else in life. And sports is no different. So it's not trying to cost out Low or cost out Pinnock, but they've passed, and Antonio, they all passed 30. And when you pass 30, Father Time have no respect for you.
Well, yeah, you're right on that. I would love to see Antonio come back stronger than where he was before,
right?
Because I think he's a big contribution to the team.
No, he has been influential, it appears, not only on the field but off the field. I think the coaches like to have him around. He had a really bad accident, as everyone know, and trying to come back for it. He doesn't have a team as yet, and we are being hurt immensely by the lack of playing time, game time by our players. If you go through the entire squad, you'd be amazed at the limited amount of time most of those players get. And for most coaches, playing time is significant in how they pick their squad. And if we were to pick squad based on playing time, we probably wouldn't have a team.
Well, you're right. You're right about that. But don't forget now, this is Jamaica, and I think sometimes we kind of compare Jamaica with too much of the big teams, either a big club or some big country team. We need to think at the level where Jamaica is, because Jamaica doesn't have the resource some of these clubs have or some of these countries have.
Well, no, it's not a resource issue. It's a playing time issue. So if you play for Derby, you play for Coventry, and you're on the bench, so you're not playing any football. Because practice and game time are two different things. So you're not building up, you're not having that continuity of playing, that feel for game, how the difficult games you got to play in, the tempo of the game. You don't have any of that, right? You just practice at whatever speed you practice at. You come play in a region where people are playing physical, the referees are more lax in how they call games. It can become difficult. You're not match ready. You may be practice ready, not match ready. And you go to the team, you'd be amazed how bad it is. It's bad.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying now. Okay. You gave a good what's his name? Hayden.
Yeah.
actually he's not a bad player, but I wish we had somebody who actually dominates. Where we see him in the game all the time, and I think we need somebody like Ravel. Now, I don't know if Ravel have a discipline problem with the national team. I've heard anything about that, but I think we need Ravel in the team.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Ravel in the team.
We're not going to see Ravel.
No, I don't think so. Look, I think Ravel is being kept out for maybe for different reasons. I would assume one of them is they don't believe he's at the level he needs to be to give the team a difference in what they're looking for. I assume that's what it is. I had some discussion in the summer with somebody about this, and I get the sense that he's not being considered. Anything is possible because I was told by somebody this summer that YouTubers influenced the decision the last time that Ravel came in. So Ravel, I don't think you're gonna be back in this team, son.
Okay, here's what now. Ravel with his potential. We know about Ravel and his situation. Don't you think the JFF could at least set up a training program for Ravel? And
no, I know hear from people. I don't agree with that. No? I don't think you should spend a special training program for a player. Player need to go find. I know he's found a club at second division in the Middle East, so it may be a money thing. But I don't think it's an association's due to do that. I don't think it's there. I don't think that's what they should be doing. You got to go find a club.
No, but sometimes you can't just leave a player out on his own like that, man.
Well, really? I mean, I don't. The player has an agent. The player is an individual. You call them for the national team based on what they're doing in their club football, right? It's no different from what Neymar is experiencing now with Ancelotti at Brazil. If you're not playing well, it's hard for other players to be playing, and you can see their performance, and you get called over them, right? Well, now, I think, when you say something, by the way, it was my understanding when Hogrimson was here, they tried to get Ravel to come to Jamaica and play in Jamaica, and Ravel wasn't having it because I guess the money wasn't enough. So the player also has to make decisions about his financial situation. It was my understanding. Okay. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that was my understanding that they tried to get him to Jamaica, and the financial considerations weren't what he would like it to be. So he went elsewhere. So they do try to do that. But I don't think that's what the JFF should be doing. I think that's part of their purview.
Well, Simo done it when Simos was here.
Simone's time was a different time, different place, different situation. People didn't have access to overseas markets like they did now. They went overseas, but it wasn't the same. Today, football is ubiquitous across the globe. Everybody knows what everyone is doing. I can go on transfer market and get JPL information. So it's a different environment. So I understand what you're saying. And some organizations may do this if the player is deemed to be that significant and that important. Well, but I wouldn't blame the JFF for not doing that.
No. Well, we need to find that person in the midfield. I think I really like what's his name there from Leicester.
Bobby Reid.
Bobby Reid. I used to tell some of my friends that Bobby Reid. You see, the thing about Bobby Reid is he's an attacking player in one of the biggest league in the world, right?
Yeah.
And what I realized that Bobby did for himself is he create a space in the team that nobody else can compete with him for. Bobby know that he's older, and Bobby knows that you have a player that is more technically equipped than him. And every game I watch Bobby go up and down, sideways, everywhere on the field. There's no other player in the team that play a game like that for us right now.
Well, he is a player who is going to give 110% when he's on the field. That's without saying. And he has enough ability to get by. He's not a difference maker in terms of the creative element of his game. He's a hard worker. He can play 4 or 5 different positions. So he give a coach some flexibility. And whenever he's healthy, he's going to be fit and he's going to be putting an effort. So you know what you can get from Bobby every game, every time. And by the way, he doesn't miss windows unless he has to miss a window. If it's something really significant. Most times he's here. So he has to be credited for just some people get A for effort, he gets A+ for effort.
And you need a player like that.
Yep. All right.
So. One more thing about you always go hard on Cephas,
I don't always go hard on Cephas. So I'm gonna go hard tonight. Well, I'm not gonna go hard tonight. I'm gonna give you the facts tonight. Or you're gonna get facts. So what do you think is harder or not? But I said this to Cephas a while back. I said Cephas and any 10, and then the more I see Cephas, the more my perspective change. That's the way I view it.
Cephas is Cephas, and I tell you the truth. I think he's trying his hardest. I think he's giving us 100%. He's not perfect. He's not the most skillful player, but I tell you that every time Cephas touches the ball, everybody is waiting for something to happen. So I appreciate Cephas in the team right now.
So you know what? So I want you not to leave your TV or your whatever you're on this evening. I'm gonna go through some stats, and then you guys can after the stats assessment, people gonna come back to me and talk to me. I'm gonna go through some stats, people. I'm gonna go through some stats, like real go through stats. We're not talk. Some people just talk optically, meaning they talk what they see. They don't take a step back and review things and assess things and being deductive. And that's where they give you a hard time about what you think you know about other people. No, you look at the information, you digest the information, you dissect the information, and you provide a perspective.
I'm going to ask you one question before I leave, though, is in the history, I'm sure you've been watching World Cup qualifiers for a long time now, right?
Right.
Name me one player that you think is more, have so much impact on a qualifier, on the qualifiers than Cephas.
When I'm done, you can tell me if Cephas impact the qualifiers you think he does. When I'm done, please come back and tell me everything he impact the qualifiers think he does. Because sometimes what you think you see is not what you're seeing.
Well, you know,
I said Dean Burton has more impact than Cephas. Dean Burton had more impact than Cephas.
Yes, he scored a couple of goals.
No, Dean Burton had more impact than Cephas. That's not debatable. We can argue it, but let me go through the numbers first. Then we go through the numbers, and we can come back and see what impact for Cephas is.
Yeah. Let us see. So, you know, maybe I can assess him differently.
All right.
But
I'm not trying to convince people. By the way, people. I'm just giving you facts. I'm just giving you information. So yeah.
I'm happy for him. You know,
the coach believes he's undroppable. It appears right now. Jamaica thinks he's undroppable. The coach thinks he's undroppable. But we're gonna go through the numbers because it's gonna be interesting. You know, the next window, if everybody's available, be a really interesting window. I don't think you guys understand how interesting it's gonna be a window. You think you hear people dissenting now? Wait till next window if everybody's available. But I appreciate the call, Carla. Appreciate the call.
Wait. One more thing. Please. What's his name? Bailey.
Yes.
But Bailey, I don't want nobody to say I hate Bailey because Bailey is the guy that brought me to Aston Villa. I never used to watch Aston Villa games. So I respect Bailey, but boy, I don't know. When Bailey come at Jamaica, Bailey had his father. I don't know. He shouldn't be in the starting lineup. Believe me, based on his playing time in Jamaica. No.
I have no comment on that. Yeah or nay, because people think I don't like Bailey. It's far from the truth, actually. The player is now injured. He's now back at Roma. He played 16 minutes the other day. So we'll see how that goes. But I do have to run, Carla, because I do have to run through some things. I don't take any more call. People, I take any more call until I done go through my little soliloquy thing. All right, Carla, appreciate the call.
Respect.
All right. I know a few people have called, but I'm not taking any more call. Let me just go through these people. Let me go through this and we'll call. If we go through the numbers, and because that's what the show is about. Otherwise, we're going to be here till 12 o'clock. So this is Cephas. And I try to get a few highlights. It's very hard not to get non-copyright information. So don't bear with me. Some of them not even clear. But I thought it was important. So we go to Cephas first. We're going to go through a little clip first, like the video, and then we're going to go to the stats. All right? So bear with me, people. This is Cephas. First person up. A goal he scored when he was in Turkey. And some of the videos are not that clear, people, because I pull them from different places and violate on copyright. So this is goal against Bermuda. And you have seen most of this already, so but I figure it's important just to give some highlight of the player. So this is the assist against Bermuda again. and assists to Bobby Reed. So let me stop it. So that was Cephas, right? Let me take this down. Hopefully I can find back where I was. Right? So that was Cephas, people. That's highlights. Now, let me do this. If I can bring this up. And you got to bear with me, people. I'll take a little while to walk through this. So here are stats, people. 2025, 2026 Cephas stats. He has 9 games involved with in the Premier Liga, I guess that's the Russian league, and 3 Russian Cups, so 12 games in total. He has, let me say my eyesight right. 12 games. He has, can't see this good. Move this up, people. I can't see it. Come on, let me some. He has 0 goals and 0 assists. He has played 302 minutes. So 3 full games, he used 90 minutes and a half and 1/3. 0 goals and 0 assists in 12 games this season. You can, if you go down below, he played 28 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Now I'm assuming, don't beat me, that transfer market is right. All right? We're assuming it's right. It may not be totally right, assuming it's right. Not getting a lot of playing time in the last few games. Look at, we're going from July to August, all the way down to October 25th. He has 0 goals and 0 assists. He has 1 yellow card. Not getting, he hasn't started really any games per se. As you can see, it's a lot of, at least here. If he started games, he ain't playing 90 minutes. He ain't getting a lot of game time, people. Let me just repeat this. He has 0 goals and 0 assists. In the Russian Cup, okay, you know, like you have League Cup and Carabao Cup, he has 0 goals, in fact, and 0 assists. So far this season, he went in a free transfer. He has 0 goals and 0 assists. It's interesting. I'm just trying to digest all of this. And we're 15 games in. Hasn't played 90 minutes once, 62 minutes the most he's played. That was on September 25th. Now, some people are going to say, I hear Damon says, this means nothing. We're going to get to it. So, it doesn't mean anything. You play a whole 12 games, you have no goal, no assist, it doesn't mean anything. So, here's the thing, people. Here's what I want you to do. Please do this for me. Please watch the video. Watch what I'm saying with an open mind. Please don't come here with your mind all closed because you love a player. So let's go to FIFA stats for Jamaica. So that's for his club team this year, right? And I've gone through his stats. I can go through his entire stats for his club his career. You can see the numbers. He's great in the JPL. I think he's like 1 and 2 or more than that. I can go through the entire stats, but we don't have enough time to go through every single thing. Now here is his thing for Jamaica, right? He has 2 goals and 6 assists for Jamaica. So in 25 games. So 8 goal contributions in 25 games. Now let's go through the detail of this because that's important, people. It's important. Those of you who don't want to see it because you have your mind made up, I can't help you if you don't like the numbers, but the numbers are what the numbers are. So let's see who he has scored his goal against. He has an assist against Dominican Republic. He has an assist against Dominica. He has a goal against St. Vincent. That's one of his 2 goals. He has an assist, 2 assists against Nigeria in the friendly Unity Cup. He has a goal against Bermuda, which we saw, that run that he made. And he has 2 assists against Bermuda. We saw the last game. He has not scored. Let's go who he's not scored against, who he's played against. He hasn't scored against Trinidad. He hasn't scored against Guatemala. He hasn't scored against Panama. He hasn't scored against Curacao again, and both Curacao. He hasn't scored against Curacao. No Trinidad. No Guatemala. No USA. Let's go back up here. No USA. No Nicaragua. No Honduras. Not a lot of time for some of these like Mexico. The numbers speak for themselves. Some of you won't like the numbers. They are the numbers. Dominica, Dominican Republic, Bermuda, and 2 in friendlies. Those are the numbers. You don't like the numbers? I cannot help you. I didn't put those numbers up there. They are the numbers. So here's my question to you. Who said the player is undroppable? When you have a difficult game, a Curacao, a Trinidad, a USA, a Guatemala, a Honduras, even a Nicaragua, does the player score, create assists, etc., etc.? You may not like my analysis, but I don't just talk from the top of my head. I try to get information that inform my view to give me a perspective. That's how I assess players. There's the eye test. He had one penalty he got against St. Vincent that I can remember. Let's say he get 2 penalties in the number flow max. So he get 2 penalties. I still don't see that was against St. Vincent, or no. I think one of Brown got the penalty against St. Vincent, wasn't it? I still don't see where the USA, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras jumping out. I see Bermuda twice. And by the way, people, the only team actually we played against where players driven from half line and scored is against Bermuda. Please remind me of a game where a Jamaica player more recently have drew from half line and scored against that team. Now, I am not here trying to beat Cephas. I'm giving you facts and information. Do what you may with it, people. I give the facts. I know it's not all about Cephas. I'm going to go through all the players. So that's Cephas, people. The numbers speak for themselves. Whether you want to beat me or not, that's your prerogative. I can't help you. May I give the numbers them. So when you say a player is undroppable, and we should not play Bailey, and we should not play Gray and go on all this, I would say, please get all the information first and have that at your disposal before you disregard certain players like a Bailey or a Gray, anybody else. Greenwood, a good night this player. Please get all the information, get all the data, then make a decision. Okay? Some players are, I said this at the outset, and I actually wrote speed this the other day on Ball Pre's channel. And I want to say a name, Ball Pre. I'm going to apologize to you again immensely for saying a name which is not your name. I don't know why I do that. And somebody says because of age. I don't think it's because of age. I just have something in your head and won't get out. But the facts are the facts, people. Take it as you want to leave it. I'm just giving you the facts. You can argue all you want. You can get mad all you want. I'm just giving you the facts. If you don't like the facts, don't blame me. Tell Transfer Market to change them. I can't help you. So that was Cephas, right? It's going to take me a while to go through some of these. That's Cephas numbers. For his club team this year, 15 games, only play about 300 minutes, no goals, no assists. For Jamaica, no goals, no assists against the what I call more significant teams. The teams that are ranked in the top 100, frankly. No goals, no assists against them. All the goals and assists are teams that are outside the 100. You go check the numbers. They're facts. And it's not beating the player, it's calling off facts. Now, the second player, let me see if I can put this up. Second player put on the stage. This is Demarai Gray. Now, excuse some of these videos. It's hard to get good videos. This is a goal he scored more recently for Birmingham, his first goal of the season. I think they were leading 2-1, and he came back and scored that good goal, 2-2. So I decided to add some of the old footage to show you Demarai's great ability. Maybe a little bit longer than it should, but it was hard to get footage that wasn't copyrighted. It's a goal against Arsenal way back when. Quality. This is him playing for Jamaica. And I watched quite a bit of video, people. This is him setting out a goal. I think it was scored by Lowe, if I'm not mistaken. This is him scoring against Trinidad when we destroyed them in the Gold Cup. Some of these videos are a little bit too long, people, but I decided to do it this way because I didn't have more. And for Cephas, I wish I had more videos, but I didn't. All right, so that was let me stop this. That was Demarai Gray. So let me pull up Demarai Gray's stats. Let me see if I can pull up his stats. Move and this is Demarai Gray's stats. So Demarai Gray has some of these things hard to do. Has 10 appearances so far. Let me pull this up. So he has 10 appearances so far this year. He has 1 goal, 1 assist. So his stats are not hitting off the chart either. And I show you the goal he scored in. He had 1 goal, 1 assist. Now Demarai was in Saudi Arabia for a while. And Demarai's stats for Jamaica are much better than they are for his club teams, actually. And we'll go through Jamaica stats, right? They're much better. In fact, his stats for Jamaica, if you look at them, are very, very good, actually, across the board. And he was on fire, as you know, when he first came, and he's tailed off, but his stats are still very good. So 10 games this season, 1 goal, 1 assist, right? He's played a lot, though. A lot of football. See, most times here he starts. There's only probably, of the 10 games, 1, 2, 3, 4 that he hasn't finished. He's playing 90 minutes in, 6 of the 10, etc., right? Now, let's go through stats for Jamaica. I'm not going to go through their club career, people, because I think Demarai played about 300 games. He's played a lot of games. And he's 29 now, so he's not getting any younger. I'm trying to pull up the Jamaica stats, but it doesn't want to come up. Okay, so here's the Jamaica stats. So Demarai Gray in 27 games. So Cephas has 25 games. He has 2 goals, 6 assists. And none of them are against any of the big teams. Demarai Gray in 27 games have 7 goals and 6 assists. Right? That's just 27 games. So that's almost 1 in 2, frankly. Some of the better stats for the Jamaica wingers. He has goal against the USA. You can see them here. USA, 2 against Trinidad, 1 against Guatemala, 1 against Honduras, 1 against Haiti, 1 against Grenada. Let's keep going down. He has 2 against the USA, Virgin Island, Guatemala, Guadeloupe. He scores against what we call deep in this region, bigger teams. Anyway, I hear what Damien is saying, but Damien, I hear Damien. It's your views. Fine. You don't have to watch them, Damien. You can decide not to watch Damien because they're not satisfying what you want. And you don't understand how we use stats to inform our view about things. But anyway, people, as you can see, Demarai Gray, actually, his stats go against the bigger teams. Trinidad 2 here, Honduras, I wouldn't call Grenada big. Haiti, not the best Haiti team that we beat. I think we had them at 2-0 and come back. USA, so yeah, so about 3 of his 7 goals against the USA. Guatemala, Guadeloupe, Honduras. He scored against a big team. His assists, sorry. The 3 assists here, there's not goals. These are assists against Guatemala, British Virgin Island, and Guadeloupe. And he has goals against USA, goal against Honduras, goal against 2 against Trinidad. So he scores against a better team and play with a better team. That's the Demarai Gray, people. Now, for some people, they won't like the stats because the stats doesn't support their narrative. And I understand that. And most people want to have things like the MAGA people, I'm going to digress a little bit, that just support their narrative. They don't want facts. But facts are facts, right? They're not suppositions. They're not opinions. They're facts. They're there. They're tangible. They're empirical. They're factual. They're here. And whether you like them or not, can't help you. So that was Demarai Gray against the bigger teams. And by the way, people, we're playing 2 big teams. I wouldn't call them big teams, but big teams for us in this zone. There's no more Bermuda we're playing, people, where we score 8 goals against. We ain't got no more Bermuda. And the one team we play who have any substance, or we play 2 teams. Trinidad would be 2-0. Wasn't convincing. In fact, they easily lost that game. And Curacao was away from home. They beat us. And we didn't score a goal, even though we had multiple chances. So those who say we should get rid of Beatty and Demarai Gray, this is not making a case for either player. This is giving you facts. So whether you like the facts or not, can't help you. That's all I got to say. Let's go to Campbell. Because end of this program, I think Jamaica should carry 5 wingers. Right? Or 4. If we carry 5, if a certain player comes in, we carry 4 if they don't. I don't think you should have, you probably could have, if you have 24 players or 23 players, because they normally have 26, but you have 23 players, 3 goalkeepers, that means you only have 20 slots remaining. You normally have 4 defenders, so you may want to bring 8. You only have 12 remaining. To me, it should be 6 forward and 6 midfielders. We keep having 4 or 5 midfielders where we need help, because we say we don't have enough good ones, and overload team with forwards. We have 6 places. If you only have 6, you can't be bringing 6, 7 wingers. You may want to bring 2 or 3 center forwards, maybe 4 wingers. We got to figure out how that works out. But just giving you my perspective. So in essence, if you have 7 or 6 wingers, you may only be able to bring 4. And if you stretch it 5, it becomes challenging. Somebody or some people will have to stay home. But let's keep going, people. This is now Campbell. And these are, I have both his play for Jamaica, which is much. I start with that first for some reason. And then I have some video of him at his club. I couldn't get too much video of him of Jamaica because if I pull out a video, it says it's copyrighted. So this is at his club now. Him playing for some of the highlights of his playing for Charlton. All right, so that was Tyreece Campbell. Give me 1 second, people. My phone is blowing up. My phone is blowing up, people. But let me come back to this. So this is Tyreece. That's Tyreece. So let me pull up Tyreece here. Tyreece, let me pull up his stats for his club. Now, anyone who says that club stats doesn't matter, it's only do for Jamaica. The only person I know that pertains to is Leon Bailey, to be honest. And by the way, Bailey had some phenomenal stats year before last for Villa. But most managers who manage teams, national, international teams, are looking at your club form to figure out they should be in your team. That's a fact. That's not even debatable. You hear more recently Tuchel talking about Lewis Kelly and saying, look, if he's not playing for Arsenal regularly, and he's getting some game time, but he's being kept up by Calafiori, then he's not going to be in the team. So anybody who says that club form doesn't matter, I don't understand why you're saying that. But anyway, let's go to Tyreece Campbell. He's played most of the game, people. He only has 1 assist this season in 10 games, right? So his form ain't the greatest either. And as I said, I'm not here supporting any play. I'm giving you facts. You don't like the facts? I cannot help you. He's played, and I bring this up, try to blow this up. He's played 10, but he's played a lot of football. He's probably played more than any of our winger so far this year, apart from Gray. Gray played a lot. So Tyreece is getting a lot of game time. Watford, Bristol City. See, he only has 1 assist, though. No goals, 1 assist. Probably carried the form of the national team. So that's his club playoff so far. 10 games, but he's playing a lot of football. That means his club value him. They're playing him. Let's go to his and his Jamaica. He only has 5 caps. He doesn't have much here. He has no goals and no assists. There's not a lot to talk about in his Jamaica caps, right? As you see, there are games he didn't got 4 games he hasn't gone off the bench. For the other games that he has had game time, which hasn't been a lot. He hasn't played 90 minutes in any game. And you say 5 of these game time here, nothing showed. No goals, no assists. So his stat line this season in 14 games or in 15 games is 1 assist. Not the greatest stat line, actually. Even though he's getting playing time, right? That is Tyreece Campbell. So now let's go to Kaheim Dixon. And by the way, people, as I said before, those of you who believe Kranky is anti-local and all wants to show up his local player, I am just calling like I see it, people. The stats speak for themselves. I'm not doing this I'm just showing you if you are, and here's another thing too, when you are Steve McClaren, and I beat Steve McClaren a lot. I think next window, if everyone's available, is his most difficult window to pick the squad. Because he may have a situation where his more pedigree players are not playing football, and then does he not play the players who are getting game time in form? How does that work? But then he looks across the board, and most of his players don't have any stats to say they should be or not be in the team. But anyway, let's go to Kaheim Dixon. As I said before, people, it's hard to get some of these videos because you get locked down when it comes to Premier League, League One, whatever it is. So this was some of Dixon's play for Charlton. I couldn't get any Crawley video, actually. I was trying to get, but I couldn't get any. So that was Kaheim Dixon. Now let's pull up Kaheim's stats for his club this year and for his country. So this is Kaheim's stats. He's played a total, 9 or 10 games, 7 games? 7 games this year so far for Crawley Town. He started off getting a lot of playing time, and the playing time is drying up, people. It's drying up. Look at the stats. He started off getting a lot of playing time. Let me see if I can pull this up. This thing is freezing on me. You see his playing time here, people? Look at it. 90, 90, 90. All of a sudden, 28, 37, 55 on the bench. He has 0 goals and 0 assists this year in 7 games. 0 goals, 0 assists in 7 games. So Cephas has 0 goals, 0 assists in about 12 games. Dixon in 7 games have 0 goals, 7 assists. I'm not counting when they're on the bench because you can't score in the bench. But Dixon has got much more playing time than Cephas. No goals, no assists. Now let's go to his Jamaica contribution. He has, as you can see there, 21 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. Now, to be fair to Dixon, his Jamaica game time, he doesn't get a game time. He's always off the bench, right? For a few games, he started 9. I think he played against Dominica. He had a lot of game time, and he played a goal. So he has a goal against Dominica, as you can see here. I think it's his first goal for the national team. He has a goal against Nigeria in Unity Cup, and he has an assist against St. Vincent. So he has 2 goals and 1 assist. Goal against Nigeria in the Cup, 1 against Dominica. The other games he has played, and he's not fair to Dixon to judge him harshly, actually. But if you look at Bermuda down here, Trinidad, Curacao, he's gotten decent game time. 18 minutes, 37 minutes, 29 minutes, 62. Nothing to talk about, right? That's Dixon's stats. And people, as I said before, the stats are the stats. Whether you like them or not, they're the stats. You can argue all you want, but they're the stats. Now, so we have Demarai Gray, 1 goal, 1 assist in what? 9, 10 games, what the number is. I may have that wrong. Maybe is it 7 games? No, it's more than that. But he has 1 goal, 1 assist. With Cephas has no goals, no assists. Dixon has no goal, no assist. If you're the manager, how do you judge that? When club form is important. And then we have, who else we have? So we have Campbell has no goal, 1 assist for his team. So we have 20% of the season gone so far, and we're not getting goals and assists from our wingers. Those are facts. They're not debatable. All right, so let's keep going. Next one is Whisper. Now, he plays for Chelsea under what? 21 in the Premier League 2. This is goal against and let me stop it because trying to get that goal, people, is like trying to pull teeth. Every time I picked up a thing from CONCACAF, and I had a better one than that, I get copyright violations, so I had to get rid of it. So forgive me if I don't give you more details about that goal. It was from deep, but most of the major leagues, CONCACAF, La Liga, Premier League, they're very protective of their rights for their videos, so it's hard to get them. Very, very difficult. Now, let me go with Whisper. And I can only compare what the person is doing, so it's not fair not to do that. Let me just I forgot to pull up Whisper's stats. It's going to be mainly for the national team because he's not playing Championship or League One football. But I'm going to pull it up anyway. So Whisper has played, it appears, and I know it's under 21. I'm still going to show you the stats, people. I think it's important to do that. We're just talking about people who are playing football someplace. No matter where you're playing football. Because right now, some other people are not playing any football. So for Chelsea, and by the way, I did see a video. So this is Whisper. And remember, Whisper had an ACL injury. Whisper was out for a very long period. I didn't agree he should be called for this window just because I just think his injury was so bad that, come back to playing CONCACAF where it's very physical and the referees are not protecting players. But he came in and he did fine, actually. So as you can see here, Whisper has played 6 games. He hasn't really started a lot of games. He only played 90 minutes in 1 game. Or if he started, he hasn't finished the game. But these are obviously Premier League 2, which are under 21. He has 2 goals. And I did see a video because, a lot of these academies are followed religiously by their fans, where one of the youngsters who a YouTuber was rating the players, and he was very effusive of his praise for Whisper and think that he's in the top 5 of academy players who they believe can transition to the senior team. But those are the stats for Whisper in terms of under 20. But he just came back, right? Here's his stats for the national team. And he hasn't played a lot of games. As I say, he was out for a while. He's played 12 games on the national team. He has as many goals as Cephas does. And he hasn't played a lot of minutes, right? He scored against Trinidad. And he scored against Bermuda more recently in that solo run. And as you can see, he's not played a lot of minutes for the national team at all. 428 minutes. So that equates to what, 4.5 games? And he has 2 goals, right? That's Whisper's numbers. Those are Whisper's numbers. And I know some people take the numbers with a grain of salt because it's Premier League 2, it's under 21. But it's only fair to try to do a comparative as much as possible. So let me go to Leon Bailey now. It was hard to get Bailey's stats. Not stats, but his videos. Because they're all Premier League videos. But let's go. This is Leon, some of the goals I scored. I had a lot of video on Leon and I had to get rid of most of them. So that was Leon. Let me go to Leon's stat. Well, Leon doesn't have a lot of stats this year. Did Leon play for Villa this year? I don't think Transfer Market gave me enough information here because I thought he played a few games for Villa, maybe in preseason. But he only played 1 game for Roma so far. He only played 60 minutes. There's not much there to do in terms of his club stats. I can't remember if he played for Villa this year, so he may have. So forgive me, but that's what Transfer Market is giving me. Serie A. He played 60 minutes the other day. I did see the video on him playing. Had a few touches, but not enough to talk about. Let's go to his national team stats. And we know Leon's history, right? We don't have to go through it in detail as much. But this is Leon. And by the way, when I was looking at Leon's video, he scored some really beautiful goals for Villa, actually. When you go to the videos in detail, and I had about 7, 8 of them I was splicing, and then when I try to go to YouTube, it says you can't put them up. So apologize for that. He has some very, very good goals, by the way, for Villa. So this is Bailey's stats for the national team. He's played, 39 games? And his stats are better than I thought they were, actually. So he has 7 goals, 7 assists, right? Which means it's a 14-goal contribution in 39 games, which is just under 1 in 3, which are not terrible stats. I mean, you probably won a few more goals in this region against inferior opponents, but they're not terrible stats. I mean, for someone his pedigree, you expect better stats. But he has 14 goal contribution in 39 games. That is not terrible, actually. And he scored against the USA You see Antigua Barbuda. No, he has an assist against UA, sorry. Goal against Antigua Barbuda and an assist. He has assist against Saudi Arabia, against Guadeloupe. Let me just try to go down here. He has goals against Honduras, Mexico, Trinidad, Haiti, right? And he has assist against St. Kitts and Trinidad. So both he and Gray, granted they get a lot of playing time. He's played a lot of minutes actually for the national team. They have scored against what we call some of the bigger teams in the region, or the teams that we play in this region within to be bigger team, right? But they've also had enough playing time to be allowed them to do so. Right? So he scored against some of the more renowned teams in the region, not against the lesser team, which is interesting at St. Vincent. But he has 7 goals, and as you can see, his goals vary and his assists vary. They are spread out amongst all the various teams. And he's missed a lot of time, as you can see here, through injuries or his self-imposed exile at one point. So that's Leon. The last person is, now someone asked me, is Mason Greenwood, and someone said, why you put Mason in there? I'm putting Mason in there because it's not only about, it's about the next window. So suppose he changed his mind. You want to think about it because you're trying to figure out who are the 5 or 4 wingers who are going to join. And if he's in the team, then he's part of the mix. So not a player have to get dropped out. So I have Mason video, maybe a little bit longer than they should, but I have his video. Let me just say about Mason this year. I think he has, is it 7 goals and 4 assists in about 10 games in League One? So him and Bailey are playing at the highest leagues along in terms of the forward line, right? Because none of our forwards are playing that league. Kadamarti isn't, Nicholson isn't, neither is Cephas, neither is Dixon, neither is Whisper, neither is Antonio. Antonio don't have a team yet. He's training with Brentford. So they're playing, both Mason Greenwood and Bailey are playing at higher leagues than anybody else. So when you're judging them, you have to be careful how you're judging them versus everyone else. Because the quality of the opponent matters, as I've shown earlier. Let's go to Mason. We go to Mason stats. This is Mason Greenwood.
Which young player in world football do you rate the highest?
I know the guys here to hear this,
Young
but
football,
I played.
Young footballer in the world. Oh, Mason Greenwood, in my opinion, is going to be a top player. He's got the coolness and coldness of a great striker. He never panics. His shots are always low. He's always inside the post, and I think that's shown great qualities.
It's him showing that he scored 4 goals more recently.
You say him now, but explain who is
Him say.
So I decided to but by the way, Rudolph Speed more recently was being interviewed on Ball Pre, and I'm gonna call him King on King's program. Cause King will beat me, you know. Say my youth. We always call up the name wrong on Ball Pre TV. Ball Pre, appreciate it. So I did ask Ball Pre to allow me to use this, and he gladly did so. So Ball Pre, I appreciate you doing this, family, for allowing me to use your video. You didn't even hesitate to say yes. So I appreciate that. Ball Pre, thanks a lot. But this was Rudolph Speed talking about, when he asked the question about, Ball Pre asked him to give him some perspective on Mason Greenwood. This is what he had to say. And I thought it was important for us to play this, right? So let me play it.
Malcolm, I take him.
Okay, so if I even next year, the 5 Caribbean Cup champions of last season. Blessings, Mr. Speed. Welcome to the show once more before me even talk about that. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
All right, so the most famous name in around Reggae Boyz football for the last, I would say, couple of years. Mason Greenwood situation. Anything you can tell me on that situation? What's happening there?
Mason not ready to play it. When he's ready, I'm sure he'll tell us. But I can tell you this: if me have my way, I don't care. When him say I come, I take him.
Okay, so if I even next year March, no. If I even June,
I don't care. So I don't want to say anything they can go and say. I don't care. Any day him say that boy no normal here. That's another normal player.
More you explain it to them, because I've been banging on this drum and people say, me keep on telling them that Mason is a generational guy. But you, in your words, put it in your words. You say I'm not normal, but explain who is a Mason Greenwood. Please, because people don't understand.
Okay. I spoke with him when I heard them years ago. I knew him wasn't ready to commit fully yet, based on what I heard.
Okay.
Him, based on his ability, it could help transform our team and excite a generation of strikers by playing for us. This is not just him playing for his sake, but if he plays for us, there would be a generation of people who want to represent Jamaica just because he's playing for us. I'm not talking about overseas players. I'm talking about the local young players. If you were in the stadium when Messi came here and watched the amount of young kids that came to that match, you would be shocked. I'm sure there's thousands of them was in the crowd. And you can tell what they wanted to do after that day. And I'm thinking that Mason could have the same effect based on the ability that he has. But, I don't think he's ready to wipe off his chances that he will be able to play for England. And I think we have to just be patient and wait on him to make that decision. If any of us was in that position, we would have probably do the same thing. And so you have to have empathy and understand how people think and see what is best for them. I think though him reach a stage now that it don't matter which country him play for. I think it's not going to affect him financially in any way. I think before probably those were considerations. But look, as I said before, if the deadline for our work, if we go work on deadline for our work up at tomorrow and then come and say my pay today.
That is what me were here. They say level 59, and he say level 59 is there.
Because we have to think long term, because we have into 2030 to come on, people. Just think for it.
Yeah, but you think that the players would understand though, because people also talk about the ripple effect and talk about 98 World Cup and about how players reacted to when some players got brought in and some players didn't make the World Cup squad. You think the players will eventually understand if that is ever to happen?
I think so. I think this generation different. I think so. I think they would also want to play with him. I mean, somebody would be disappointed, but that's how life is. And, but I think that everybody would be happy, and in good spirits. This is really a good player. This is really, really a good player. Any team, almost every team in the world, I want to make sure them have it. So I shouldn't be any different. I'm sure any team in a CONCACAF, he would have played for easily. And they would do the same thing and swap in bird paper if they could. So we're here saying exactly. So we have to play the game just like how everybody is playing the game nowadays. People are brutal, other nations are brutal with the game. Trinidad now open up. Curacao don't have one player who was born in a Curacao on the team, not even one. So if you look on France team, it wasn't a French team. I mean, all of the team that win.
It's the Africa FC.
Yeah, right. And everybody brutal with it now. So we're going to be left behind if we start to have these whole of feelings and their emotions, decisions. No, we can't have those feelings and emotions. We have to go business we are dealing with.
Yeah. But as I did mention the watch list now, Sir Speed, because I think the president and the coach also made mention of a few players that should have been coming to the island to get them paperwork sorted out, namely the Rico Henrys, the Max Irans. But yes, we brought in Seymour Reid and Ian Frey. But is there anything happening? Why these other players have been slowing down? Because I think we'd expect one or two more of them yet, but nothing happening behind the scene that is slowing down the process, right?
We're doing everything from our point of view. So, these things are complex, it's not so easy as people tend to believe. Sometimes the players have other issues that stop them from coming, like contract issues, They don't think they're playing well. They don't want to leave their clubs and go somewhere to play when they haven't secured their position in there. So these are such complex issues that some of the time. So we have to just work through all of those.
Working through. Sorry.
Express my feelings, start my mind.
When Bar Free TV, big them up.
So I had some videos on Mason, but I'm not going to play them tonight. You guys can go watch them on YouTube. Mason, let me just put up Mason's, let me just put up his stats actually, but I'm not going to show the videos for him. I had the videos. I'm not going to show them because we're an hour and a half into the program. This is Mason's stats this year so far, right? He's played 2 Champions League games. He's played 10 games in League One, 2 in Champions League. He has 7 goals and 4 assists. So he has 11 goal contributions in 10 games. He has a goal and assist in 2 Champions League games. One of them was against Ajax and one against Real Madrid. He had an assist and he had a goal against Ajax. And then he has 6 goals and 3 assists in League One. And by the way, people, he was joint top scorer last year with the Ballon d'Or winner in League One for goals. And he had about 4 or 5 assists. I don't think there's any team in the world that Mason Greenwood wouldn't get in. One could say, well, Brazil has Rafinha and Vinicius Jr., so you get them out. But apart from maybe those 2 wingers, and even there it'd be a competition, I don't think there's any team that he couldn't get into, at least in the squad or even the starting team. So for those of you who see some in the chat talking about, we have Junior Flemings and we have this person and I run on Mason Greenwood, I cannot argue with you because it's hard to have a conversation about that. Quality is quality, people. Excellence is excellence. People in any discipline, whether it's pharmaceutical, whether it's AI, whether it's basketball, whether it's whatever the discipline is, when it's in transportation, whatever it is, people chase excellence. They run down, I want to call it run down excellence. They want excellence around them. Whether it's in medicine, they want excellence because excellence is not easy to find. And if you have a player who's a world-class footballer, who did it in England, who did it in Spain, you look at his stats. I look at his entire stats. The stats are phenomenal. You want to look at his stats? Look to the right, people. Man U, goal contribution, 51 in 129. That's as a teenager. Marseille, 39 goal contribution in 46 games. Getafe, 16 goal contribution in 36 games. When he went to Spain. When he was playing for Man U under 18, he had as much goals as he played, with include 8 assists. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, people? Huh? When we talk about Jamaica run down this player, Jamaica has never had a world-class player. I've been saying this for a while in its history. And we hear whining about whether we should chase the player or not. Well, you want to chase mediocrity? We have seen enough mediocrity. We don't need to chase mediocrity. We know what mediocrity looks like. We see enough of it. Right? We see enough of it. Mason Greenwood was an exceptional footballer. Will he play for England again? Can't see it happening. Don't see it happening. It won't happen. He's only had 1 cap for England, and he got in trouble in that 1 cap he had. He and what's his name from Man City, Foden, violated curfew or whatever he does and got sent home. He got punished more than Foden did, and then he got in trouble afterward. But he ain't playing for England again. I mean, and Mason has to make a decision. Does he ever want to play international football, or will he just play club football? That's his decision to make. If he doesn't come this World Cup, maybe he come for the 2030 World Cup. Who knows? But it's his decision to make. But the kid is an exceptional talent. And why do you think Marseille took him? Why do you think, even with all his troubles, Getafe took him? You know, people make allowances for exceptional talent. And you guys may not even realize that in any discipline they do. You'd be amazed what some people do for exceptional talent. So, yeah. Anyway, I won't spend a lot of time on that. That's my point. One more thing I want to do, people, before I go. So we're gonna wrap this up. So, Kranky, what about all of this? What is it all about? Well, the question is, people, given where we are, given what you have seen, given what you know, given your perspective, if you put your unbiased hat on and you have to select 4 players out of the 7 we just mentioned. Dixon, Cephas, Whisper, Bailey, Gray, Campbell, and put Mason in there. Who would be the 4 that you select? Drop in the chat, people. Let me know the 4 you would select. I got to pull up one more thing here. Let me know the 4 you would select, people. I'm curious what 4 you would select. Let me know the 4 you select, people. I am very, very curious. Put your 4 in the chat, people. Let me just put this up. And while you're doing that, I'm going to say this. We have talked a lot about midfielders, right? And that we don't have any midfielders. Now, we have one player who tried to get into Jamaica under-20 team. And you hear me talk about this ad nauseum, so I won't go through it in detail, but says both he and Janair Johnson, this is Tyreece Hall from Tottenham, who is on loan at Notts County, went there, I think he went there, in August? And you can see his stats, people. So, as you can see, when he first went, he didn't get a lot of playing time on the bench, 6 minutes, 15 minutes. In his last number of games he's gotten. So just think about it. He played against Dixon's team also. So he's played he's in League 2, 4 games here. You see what he has, right? 4 goals and 1 assist in 8 games playing for Notts County in League 2. Same league Dixon's playing in. And by the way, Dixon has 0 goals and 0 assists, and he's playing forward. He's playing wing. This kid has, I think Dixon played wing and play 10. This kid is playing the 8. He has 4 goals and 1 assist. Same league. Stats matter. You guys may not like it, but they matter. He's a midfielder. We've been talking about him for a while. You heard Ball Pre ask the question. He mentioned him as one of the players because we're trying to get midfielders, and we believe that Russell is not doing enough. And this kid is box to box. He's highly rated at Tottenham. And people like Jermaine Defoe talking about him and that he probably should be in the Tottenham, at least in the Tottenham squad, which he's not. But he's highly rated. He's 20 years old. And the question is, why isn't he getting a look in? We're trying to cap Seymour Reed, who is 17 but born in Jamaica, has a lot of time on his hand. Good player. Why are we trying to call Tyreece Hall and do the same thing? Right? It's not need to cap him because he's a need, not a want. But anyway, just thought I'd bring this up, and you can see that 4 goals and 1 assist. And he's only been playing football regularly in the last 4 games. 23 minutes, 2 goals. 65 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist. 90 minutes, 1 goal. Same league, and against Crawley Town, he had 2 assists, which is where Dixon played. Just saying. I'm just saying. Stats for your good. Right? So, when we say we don't have this, we don't have that, sometimes there's no doubt in my mind, and you guys can say if I'm wrong on this, that if Tyreece Hall, unless there's an issue with him not wanting to be capped, or, because I think he has papers, if Tyreece Hall was from Jungle, he'd be in the team. Dixon has no pedigree to be in the team. Because you hear me say Dixon probably should play for Antonio sometime, but Dixon hasn't done anything at Charlton or Crawley Town based on his stats to be in the team, based on his play to be in the team. Nothing, to be honest. Let's be honest. When he plays for Jamaica, he looks good. Runs all day, very busy, hit and miss. His stats at his club level, if you're picking players based on form and club level, there's nothing Dixon has to put them in the team. Nothing. And it's not a beat Dixon, it's a fact. Cephas no different. Look good for the national team, play well in some games. 0 goals, 0 assists. But also Gray. 1 goal, 1 assist. I think it is this season. Bailey hasn't played in football. So they are comparative, but if you look at quality and look at levels, Bailey and Gray have played at levels that, apart from Greenwood, the others haven't played at. And that's not debatable. Whisper is playing League 2. Now, Whisper looked brilliant against Bermuda, like everybody else on the Jamaica team. But he also looked good in his cameo against CONCACAF. So if you're going to pick 4 people, who are you picking? And not pick nobody. Let me hear the 4 wingers you're going to pick. You're afraid to pick? Nobody not going to beat you, no? You have to pick 4 wingers. Hey, people, let me just say this. You can't want the coach to pick 4 and then you don't want to pick 4. And when the coach pick 4, you beat him if you don't go well. You have 4 wingers to pick people. You pick your 4. Don't do that. Don't do that, people. Don't do that. Don't sit on your hands and say you're not picking any 4 because I made that request. And then you want the coach to pick 4 and then you want to beat the coach. Pick your 4. Big Ed says Mason, Gray, Whisper, Campbell. No Bailey? Wow. That's interesting. Wow. Odell says Gray, Campbell, Mason, Bailey, and backup Whisper. Interesting. So no Dixon, no Cephas. Interesting. Come people, know so we have the Cephas fans out there. Broman says Whisper, Gray, Bailey, Greenwood. Interesting. Broman security. Dixon's good is just not clinical. Well, I guess Charlton and Crawley Town didn't see that. May not be fair to Dixon, but it's true. By the way, I want to say this before I forgot. I was very impressed with Rudolph's speed perspective. I was shocked, actually. I shouldn't be shocked. When I was in Jamaica, I spoke to Rudolph Speed, and he did say to me that I think Rudolph is very focused. Rudolph is like an elitist, which I'm being accused of, which is if you're Premier League, he's not questioning your pedigree, you're going to be in the team. If you come in and you're playing Premier League football, you're playing well, you're going to be the team. That was my view I got from Rudolph, right? That was my view. But if you're League 2 or you're National League, he's like, I don't know about that. That's the way I got from Rudolph. And he actually sort of substantiated that in his view here when he was talking about Mason Greenwood, for example. And he put him on a sort of echelon or such a level where he's saying the kid could change, is a generational talent, and he could change minds and hearts for kids. So, yeah. I think that's it about Rudolph. I think Rudolph has always been... Rudolph is in a difficult situation because, the parish presidents run things. That's how I've ever said. The parish presidents run things. Them run things. Let me see what else is here. Nitro says, by the way, people, I don't want to miss your thing, so don't say what, Drew Ross. Drew Ross, I'm going to say what's on my mind. People don't like it, I can't help them, Let me go back to this list, people. I apologize, people. I was busy talking. So Jay says, Cephas, Mason, Gray, Whisper, Billy. You want 5. Okay. We may get 5. Well, the 5 is up to the coach. You hear me say this again, right? You have 3 goalkeepers. If you're a 23-man squad, you only have 20 more positions, If you have 4 defenders, you need about 8. And if you have midfield, that means you only have 12 slots left. To me, that's 6 and 6. But sometimes coaches go overboard because they don't never have 6 midfield ever. So let's say it's 7 and 5. We're gonna have 2 or 3 center forwards. If you have 2 center forwards, it's only 5. If you have 3 center forwards, it's only 4. Maybe you want to play like Mason, who can play center forward and wing, so it gives you an extra 1, so you have 5. Shana Green says Dixon is really good. He's just not clinical. Truth says Greenwood, Bailey, Gray, and Cephas. Greenwood, Bailey, Gray, and Cephas. So you're leaving out Whisper, Truth or Truth. I'm very surprised, Truth or Truth. By the way, people, I like Whisper a lot. Even though he only play in Premier League 2, and he has played a lot for Jamaica, I like Whisper a lot. I must admit that. A lot. Like a lot. And the reason why I like him a lot is what I saw in the 2 games he played was his maturity in those games. 10 minutes Curacao and whatever 28 minutes Jamaica, he wasn't losing the ball. Like he wasn't trying things he shouldn't try. And he played with a sense of disdain, like, you know what? It's a Jamaica word. No can't mark me. No can't a different league this. That sort of arrogance I love in a footballer. And he's only playing Premier League 2, but I love that arrogance in a footballer. And even against Curacao, that arrogance was there. For somebody coming off a long-term injury, it does say a lot about the player. So he must be fit. Let's what? LB, Demarai Gray, Leon Bailey, Mason Greenwood, and wow. DR, that's not Whisper. Oh, yeah, it's Whisper. Okay. So he wants Whisper. Well, yeah, he's doing Whisper instead of Cephas. A lot of people don't have Cephas. That's amazing, actually. JW says Mason, Gray, Bailey, Whisper. That seems to be a consensus theme, A lot of people have that same for. Nitro says Gray and Bailey, Whisper and Cephas. So you're leaving out. So you're not considering Mason in the mix then. That's fine. If you guys want to look, if you want to put, hey, they can do it this way. Put 5. Let's say wait, Mason the wild card. We should only bring 4. Put 5 then. Put 5. Put 5, because then we say Mason's the wild card. He may not come. But that's the 5, actually, because if Mason doesn't come, to me, nobody else can play center forward after 4. So it works out the same way. Energy says, Bailey, Gray, Greenwood, and Whisper. That's a theme. Drew Ross says, someone gonna do. What did I say, Drew Ross, that makes people divisive? You know, I'm gonna say what's on my mind. Reggae Boyz blogger says, Cephas, Gray, Bailey, Dixon. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised. So no Whisper, no Mason, no Campbell. Okay. Campbell is left out a lot. Not surprised either. Greenwood, Bailey, Rowe, Gray. We're not thinking about Rowe Nitro. Rowe hasn't taken play for Jamaica. He has his papers, but Jonathan Rowe isn't saying Jamaica. Whisper's backup. Okay. So you're leaving out. Yeah, that's interesting. So you're leaving out. Good evening.
Good evening, it's Alex calling from straight on, man.
Why are you calling like somebody? I'm mostly Alex. You all right?
Nah, I'm good.
So like you're the manners. What's this?
No, man, I know manners, man. Good night.
Good night, Alex. How you doing?
Good night to the fans that I chat, you know. But when they are cranky, I'm see Alex out the wingers them and so forth and so forth. I'm not say, you know, mention Cephas though.
I mentioned Cephas because you joined the program late. That's why.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. I joined the program there.
Cephas was the first one.
Okay. I think going into World Cup, FIFA is trying to change 26 players. They're gonna be 30. There's gonna be a 30-man squad for every team because intro and you don't have to.
Right.
FIFA is gonna allow other people coming in the World Cup during the World Cup time. So it's gonna be more than it's gonna be more matches. So.
But if we have our 7, great point. But if we have our 7 for this upcoming November window, who would those 4 or 5 be?
From my 4?
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Cephas will be 1. Demarai Gray will be 1. Dixon will be 1. And
what if Mason's in the mix?
Mason Greenwood. That's my last 4.
So you have no Bailey, you have no Whisper.
No, Bailey in time Bailey will lamp on the ball too much Kranky. Not doing a defensive work, Kranky. Alright, you see, we're confident.
Bailey has played at the highest level, you know, Alex.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Kranky. Playing at the highest
Bailey
level.
Bailey score against big team too.
Kranky, but when you
look, when we have this conversation, I got to give you information, right? So you can then say,
no,
I've considered everything, right? Yeah, go ahead.
But I think that Bailey coming in to not try too much Kranky and approve. I think I play flourish with youngsters them right now, Kranky. No, so yeah, you can have Bailey in the squad, but you can listen as an attacking midfielder, but not necessarily a winger right now, Kranky, because Bailey coming in won't want to do too much thing and no, Kranky, not in my estimation.
Okay, so you wouldn't have Bailey.
I would have Bailey, but not as a winger though.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, not as a winger. Question, Kranky.
If
Mason Greenwood come, right?
Yeah.
Right now he's in hot form. Would you chuck him in and play and start him in against Trinidad?
I wouldn't have him on the bench.
But where would you play him though?
Anywhere he wants to play.
Okay.
I'm dead serious. Anywhere he wants to play. You want to play center forward? Okay. You want to play wing? Okay. Wherever you want to play.
But what's right now? He's not playing wing though. He playing right wing. Right?
He plays right wing now for Marseille. He plays are really interesting for Marseille. Sometimes it's not in right wing. It's almost like an inverted under right. It's not a 10. It's not a 9. See, like he play with him. He doesn't play a lot of defense though. By the way, he ain't in the defense thing. So he laughs on defense. He's like Bailey on defense. Right? He doesn't play a lot of defense. That's why he and Deserby are always in problem.
But Kranky, Mason Greenwood, like he have this thing about him, like he's so confident when him like outside the box with him left foot. It's just like immediately when he score, he kick you.
Him kick with either foot, he not really care. Him just put the ball in there.
So accurate. He's so accurate, Kranky, all the time when he kick it.
Yeah, Alex, him shot lower and always on target.
Always on target, Kranky. And I think that coming to CONCACAF, the USA and Mexico have trouble, Kranky, with him. If we get a decent midfield, Kranky, just me not even want that extra, just a decent midfield. It will be costing a lot of teams in a CONCACAF problem, Kranky. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we got to be. I was very surprised about Rudolph's perspective of Mason Greenwood, but also very happy actually because we all got emotional about it. I got pretty upset that he decided he ain't coming since I was knowledgeable about him not coming. But at the end of the day, I am happy that JFM is taking that stance, which is, you know what, the player has to make a decision when he makes the decision, and we just have to be patient. If he doesn't come, he doesn't come. We move on. If he comes, we're elated. I can live with that stance. Some people talk about we're not running on nobody. We are Jamaica. Stop. We ain't no footballing nation. Stop the nonsense. Yeah, but we're not big footballing nation to be picking and choosing world-class players.
You see what's going on in Ghana right now?
I saw Ghana with Nketiah, but here's the difference though. Nketiah and Hudson-Odoi were asked to join Ghana at the last World Cup in Qatar in 2022. They decided no, they didn't want to go. They're waiting for England. And Nketiah, I think, played one game. Now, subsequently, after another qualification, they then expressing their interest. That's why you've seen the pushback they're getting from Ghana, and a lot of people in Ghana are saying this ain't happening. But it's a thing in Africa, actually, which is you hear, what's the name of that player for Chelsea, the CDM, who has complained that the players are waiting till they get old to play for
Michael
Nigeria.
Michael Essien.
No, not Michael Essien. Obi Mikel.
Yeah, Obi Mikel.
The player are waiting till they get old, and therefore they should go. May use Maverick word, go away. But I would say this. I think it's unfair to those players when you think about it. You're born in the US, for example, right? You're a US citizen.
No, I was born in the US.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just giving you a hypothetical, Alex. So you're born in the US, Alex, right? And then you have a choice to play for US or Jamaica. But you really go to Jamaica. You go to Jamaica once now it's easy to go once a year or once every 2 or 3 years. But you grew up in the US system, you play in the US system, all your friends play for the US. You're part of that whole environment, that ecosystem. And then someone say, come play for your country, your heritage country. And you're like, nah, I want to stay and play here. And then people want to beat you because they believe that, you know what? That's what you should do. But you should ask them the question. So they're born in Nigeria. Suppose the parents were from Ghana and Ghana want to come play for them. Would they go play for them or play for Nigeria? Right? That's what you got to think about it. It's unfair to those players, to be honest.
Yeah, but then again, Kranky, how long you gonna wait for the USA and then again USA?
No, but that's the point though. So now let's put
it in context, like with certain things. If they're always gonna be players gonna perform, like younger players coming through the system. They're gonna outshine you. You're not gonna consistently be
Alex, you don't think that way. You think about then you're not then you don't have confidence in your own ability. You're always gonna think you're good enough.
I agree. You're good enough, Kranky. What if you got an injury and you come back this season and not playing so hot like you before you got injured? You think England's gonna call you up? No, they're not gonna call you up. They're gonna call up another player. So it's a lot of competition, Kranky.
Yeah, but Alex. Suppose you're only born in one country, you're gonna play for that country. You still gonna have competition, right?
Correct.
Exactly. So you believe you're good enough, you're gonna wait.
Wait for whole.
And some players don't want to fly 9 hours all the time every window go play no football. Some players just don't want to do that. They may be like me who hate to fly. They don't want to go on playing for 9 hours, go play football and go sit on the bench like how Romain Burrell did it last time. Yeah? When we had a chance to put game 5 minutes and with people like, oh, well, the coach can't put on anybody. We put on Frey. You fly 9 hours. We up 4-0. I can get 5 minutes. Really? And I go fly 9 hours. I should do it over and over again. At some point, you just make, you know what? I ain't going nowhere. But me no mistake. I say me not gonna.
That's selfish.
Me not gonna sit up on bench. No, it's not. It's selfish. It's selfish not giving me any game time when the game time was to be given.
Like can't look at him like for 4 hours or you know get a game time. We never come back again. Not really look at it like that way, Kranky. Me not gonna look at it. I'm all getting chances due, Kranky. So we just look at it that way because you know getting time for the time when fly come here for 9 hours. I not get a chance to play. So you never come back because you don't get a chance to play for 4 minutes. And it's going to be a lot of opportunities, when you can play. You can't look at it like that, Kranky.
Alex, we have a guess. Alex, give me 1 more minute. What you answer? 1 more minute. Have a guess.
Jesus Christ!
Stop calling God name in vain.
Hold on. The team almost qualified for World Cup We know you're not about the offline crew. We know you're not about the ultras. We know you're not about the rum buckle.
Oh, no, already kill the show. Oh, no, already kill the show. No, already kill the show. No, we're not going on the road.
No, Kranky.
Yes.
Kranky. You see some sound just kill themselves before we even turn on. Last match day, Kranky. Did you not come to the half?
Yes, you called into the program. You called into the program. Yes, you did, Alex. You called.
Yeah, but me not here for the program.
With three, not one, not two, three. Oh man, me and Chief. Oh man,
it's not three. It's three.
All right, hold on, Kranky.
Hold on.
From the beginning of the campaign.
Hold on, Alex. You did that chat.
No, he was busy trying to get unelected, and he did.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
He was trying to get elected, and he did, which we all expected. He's good at losing, just like he did with the trying to get the Jeff. He's good at backing losers. He's really good at it.
Sir Ultra, Cataract. What do you think about Isaac Hayden? He had surpassed Sir Granty in the middle of the part of the CDM. I just want to know that.
You're asking many questions. Just calm down, son. I know you're excited. It's not like Lisa Hanna on the program. Don't get so excited, bro. That's easy. So I have always said, Kranky, I made the statement that whenever Isaac Hayden forward, you generally will never hear me say Kranky Grant. But the fact of the matter is, I'm one of two people who recruited Isaac Hayden. Devon Porter and myself. Nobody else. For 2 years, we have been speaking to him. 2 years. When he had no kneecap, when everybody was saying that he said the wrong thing about Jamaica, when really he was just, I'm really going to say this, he was just misunderstood. You know, when someone says something and you could take it back. So Isaac Hayden has been the linchpin, and he is a worthy successor to Anthony Grant. Blatantly there. I on the program I came, and I when we had the post-match review, and I spoke about Ian Frey and compared his debut to Anthony Grant's debut, and his debut was against a soup side. It showed how great Anthony Grant was for Jamaica in those 6 games. But Isaac Hayden is certainly a very worthy successor.
Alex, come on, Alex. By the way, Alex, thanks for the call, sir. Long time.
Yes.
And you're too rare, Alex. This is not good, Alex.
Alex is not rare.
You know, I'm not come for the program.
He's rare. He's rarely calling. That's why it's rare. He rarely calls it. Yes. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, sir.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Bless Alex. Couple of things, people, before Cataract comes on, because when you start talking, you can't stop. It's my understanding. Okay, nobody wants to, from reliable sources, that Tyreece Hall was extremely disappointed he didn't make the last window. He wouldn't call for the last window. Very disappointing come for the last window. When we come with excuses about things are complex and all that, we don't want to call out nobody, but he was very disappointed.
Very.
And also, my understanding is Rico Henry was available for the last window. Wait.
Move further.
Rico Henry was available for the last window, people, because he has citizenship. That passport, he was available, but you have to get invited for clubs to want to release you to go get your papers. You need to go pick them up. Okay?
Who was available? Just go again.
Rico Henry.
Oh, I don't
have to get his passport, right? He has citizenship papers. He'll get his passport.
Which takes 24 hours.
So you have to get called first. Club ain't gonna release you unless somebody call you and say you can't fly, go halfway around the world. So you have to call them first. So Tyreece Hall, who we showed the stats earlier, how brilliant the stats were in the last 4 games. And by the way, we showed the stats earlier where some players have 0 across their name for goals and assists, and they're playing forward. 0. So we can't say, well, it's diaspora this and local this. We have to call it like we see it. And some people don't like we talk about it, but I can't help you. 1 second, Michael Garden says, whisper Dixon, Greenwood, and Cephas, Beatty came at my team. Let me say one thing to people. You know what options give you? Flexibility. What do I mean by that? Nobody can come tell Jamaica say them for go no more, and them can't nothing for them. I don't care what I want to me, I call it out. No player, when you have options on people, you can't diss the program. If you have 6 or 7 people vie for 3 spots and them are competitive, you can't say, well, me not come this window, because I don't want to come. If you're a diaspora player, you don't want to come. If you're a local based player, you have a problem with the JFF, you've got to be very careful, because you want to go World Cup. You may not go anywhere except your house when it comes summer 2026, because there are options and the options are increasing. So you don't have to treat the program with respect, not disrespect. We see from some place, and they're just calling out local players. I don't care what anybody wants to say. Some players don't turn up for a certain window for whatever reason. You gotta make sure you turn up when you're supposed to turn up. If you're not injured, and if you wherever you are, you can't miss the program. Go ahead, Cataract.
The man, they must say come check them in 2026. Phone now go ring, brother.
Yeah. No, that 20. He'll
Phone
come.
now go ring, brother.
Yeah, he'll come.
Phone now go ring, brother.
Except if you're Mason Greenwood, by the way.
That's not Mason Greenwood who said check him in 2026. That was.
Now I'm just saying, we're not talking about Mason Greenwood. In life, people have exceptions.
Dwight.
Stop. Cataract. That's not good. Cataract, you on the Elika?
No. Yeah, it's actually tamarind juice, white rum, and Don Julio.
And you know I don't do that in my program. You need to be set up in a very professional setting, not laying down, not like you're going to sleep. This is not this is the Kranky Live program. This is not the Bakawal program, okay? It's not the Bakawal program. We run things a certain way, a certain level.
I'm not laying down at all.
Okay. Let me just put up some more. The truth says it's Bailey, Gray, Cephas, and Campbell. Bigger, didn't you give your numbers already? Am I going back over these things? Jamav says he has 5. Cephas, Greenwood, Bailey, Gray, Campbell. 5 or 6 that. I think I go through this already. Let me just see if there's anything else here I need to put up. Chat. I can't put up all the chat. Wait, no, I missed a super chat. Wait, I missed a super chat. I'm sure I got a super chat, and I don't want to miss super chat, people. That is not a good thing. That is awful, actually. Let me go back up. I know I saw Colin Quest drop a super chat. Yep, he did. So let me put up Colin Quest. He said, "We are just frustrated that Greenwood waiting too long. Or if he decide to come, we will crown him king. But right now, we can't get the grapes. The grapes. Hey, Colin, thanks for the super chat. Colin, I will support the program now. Thanks for the super chat. By the way, people, at some point, come early next year, I'm going to start doing members-only exclusive sessions, actually, on this program. So maybe one person, only me alone, but I'm going to do some of those. I'll just do it for myself, and the 2 people want to be members. So I'm going to have a membership come early next year. If you're only part of the member, we'll have sessions which differ from for the general public. And Cataract making his face up. You're not part of the program, Cataract. You can't be part of that program. But thanks for the super chat, Colin. You're not part of the program. You're not a member. You can't be part of that program. There'll be shows just for members.
I don't play. I don't pay to play.
Okay, then you're not part of it. You don't have to worry about it if you're not paying. And by the way, people, one of the requests? Let the commercial run for about a minute sometime or 30 seconds. That's how I get paid. If you click out of it, I get no money. Because I don't really come and ask you for money, So, but let the commercial run for a little bit. Let the sponsor feel like I did something that I actually get paid for. But anyway, I appreciate that. People don't want to hit the like, must make sense. Commercial run. They ain't making no commercial run. What else you want to say, Cataract?
I see. Well, as you see, I see Oral Tracy did something. Every 10 seconds, he has to say, "Oh, brought to you by White Overproof Rum."
You guys sponsors. Those are sponsors.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't just walk and talk like the sponsor. He have some junk talk. Remember. But back to the thing. Forward line, striking options.
No, we're talking about wingers today. We're gonna show on forwards. Wingers today.
Forward line, the attacking line.
Yeah, but we're not doing center forwards. We're gonna have a center forward session. We're gonna have a center forward session at some point.
But some people are interchangeable.
Only Mason Greenwood is interchangeable. None of the other wingers are interchangeable.
Roman Burrell leads his line at number 9, and sometimes he plays on the wing.
I don't consider him a winger. I consider him center forward for Jamaica. He ain't put him out there. So you don't try him again. We don't not try Campbell. What are you talking about?
So I mean, maybe this.
By the way, I was just informed that Morocco had 15 overseas-based players in their under-20 team that won the under-20 World Cup. Jamaica had 14, but we denied all of them. By the way, just saying. Morocco took 15. They don't really care. Go ahead, Cataract.
No, but nobody else cares. And in this region, we set the blueprint. And everybody else, like, I don't think it's that easy to find Trinidadians, or I don't think that's that easy to find descendants from Curacao. Which I heard Mr. Speed on another program. He's wrong. It's It's not every single.
But you know, Trinidad changed their rule, right? About Trinidad had this cataract. I think Trinidad changed their rule. People, I heard something about that. The grandfather rule. I think they made it only one. They had it previous as one generation. Now they've extended that, increased that to get more players in. And I saw them having some of the cricketers who are well known now advertising for the game coming against Jamaica, which should be interesting. So Trinidad still they've seen all of it, and they're right. If Bermuda draws with Curacao, and we lose to Trinidad and draw with Curacao, and Trinidad win both games, they're the winners. They go to the World Cup.
So the group is not set, contrary to what people have been putting forward and saying. But as I was saying before, the one person who was born in Curacao is actually their biggest talent, which is Tyreece Chung. Right? And I think the gods gave them a really rough hand. I mean, I would like to qualify by beating the best. And I think Curacao without Tyreece Chung is a very different Curacao. What do you think?
You say it again?
Curacao without Tyreece Chung, former Manchester United player. I think plays for Sheffield, I think. But he was really a Manchester. He came up in the Manchester. He has had senior caps for Manchester United.
He's a good player. He's a good player. He played for Man U already too, actually.
Yes, he has. He has senior cap. Yeah. He's a big miss. And I think everybody in this group, including Trinidad and Jamaica, really dodged a bullet.
He's out for like 6 weeks, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out.
He scored 2 against Bermuda too. He's a good player.
He messed up Bermuda. He had an assist as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. So why can't we get the same production from our players who play at that same level?
Question. That is an excellent question, right? Because if you look at it, Latibadair came up through Manchester City. Equally a thing. Casey Palmer came all the way through Chelsea. Why is it that other players in other national teams at the same sort of level, meaning that they're not regular starters for Man City or regular starters for Man U, but came up through the academy ranks, broke into the senior team, that's their level, right? Why is it that our players who come here don't perform in the same? Tyreece Chung for Curacao, I mean, I guess it was only against Bermuda.
Which everybody said they look good against.
But then we are singing our praises for our players when they look good against Bermuda. We're not saying like it's only Bermuda why we look good.
No, speak for yourself.
Okay. I'm saying that he's the midfielder that we are looking for. Control the game. And you know who is he? You know actually who he is?
Who?
He's a Dutch-speaking Ravel.
Oh yeah?
That's what I think when I saw him. Control the game, spray the passes. Has a little bit more goals at the end of his production than Ravel, but the sort of midfield maestro is what I would call it.
I think what's interesting, Cataract, is if you look at Morocco as a template to help figure out Jamaica's direction of travel, they made this semi-final of the World Cup with what? More than maybe three-quarter starting lineup, based overseas or born overseas. And now we see the number of 15 players from the under-20 who won the World Cup. So they have players now going to move up to the national team from the under-20, right? A lot of them diaspora players. I would love to hear how local Moroccans feel about this, because they're getting world publicity, right, on a large scale. And they have players don't matriculate from their junior team to their senior team who are born in diaspora, but who believe they're Moroccan and they're naturalized. So I wonder how that works for those local persons.
Can I tell you? Right now in Morocco, they are eating pita bread and hummus and smoking hookahs, celebrating. That's how they feel about it. That's how they feel about it. From Casablanca to wherever. That's how they feel about it, man. They don't care. We we have this level of Zelda football. And I heard Mr. Speed, which is refreshing to hear him say Mason Greenwood could come at 11:59 p.m. I just a pity they didn't have that same view when it came to Isaac Hayden. And they thought that he was just a penalty merchant. And now we see that not Isaac Hayden, Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney. So the winging options, and you left out one. There's still still two players in France sitting there with passports. I think
I know, but I didn't put them in because they're
no. I know you didn't. I think Jamaica should call and send a call up for Jonathan Rowe. Let him turn it down.
But does Rowe want to play? He played for England on 20 when they won the.
I'm saying let him turn it down.
Oh, okay, let him turn it down. Yeah.
Let him turn it down, and then you can come to the public.
That won't happen. You know what? That won't happen because they have Dixon and Whisper and Cephas.
Because if they call up, I'm telling you no. If they call up Jonathan Rowe, he will be on a plane. He's not that stupid.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you have Whisper, Dixon, and not that they're better, it's just they're local. That's what local administrators and local fans want. And they don't like to hear this, but it's a fact. Jonathan Rowe is a good player, by the way. I saw him play for England on 20. He's a good player. Everyone, what time is it in England? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Best of 1-1. Thanks for being here.
1-1, best of the man, them were I down to the bed and them wife for that talk. And I watch the program.
We don't talk about those things. Come on, Cataract, man. Do better than that.
No, but they always they at 2 a.m. Do you remember what's his name, man? Who used to come with the poetry? Big song talking voice guy from the early days. He used to come with the poetry.
Oh, okay.
And his wife would come in.
Ravel will not be in this team, people. I'm gonna stop talking about Ravel. YouTubers, I was told that YouTubers influenced the decision last time. That ain't happening again. We ain't got that much influence. It's a one-time event. It ain't happening again.
It was a one-time get out the jail.
The door closed. It's not happening.
Like pop the balloon.
Yeah, I was told that YouTubers have some influence. That influence card has been cashed in.
Look, let me say it to you how a World Cup. And I just watched the highlights of Jamaica versus Japan, 1998, right? If the world was level, Japan would have won that game 4-2.
You mean Jamaica, we beat them 3-1?
No,
we beat Japan 3-1. 98, France, Jamaica beat Japan 3-1. Whitmore scored 2.
Yes, I'm saying Japan would have scored 4. They hit the crossbar twice.
Oh, okay.
And they were woeful. No one remembers him anymore, but we remember they had a player, Nakata was the danger man and the blonde hair youth.
Right. Okay.
I watched that game, and there is something to say about where heart takes you. But that was also a very low point in Jamaican football when the Jamaican-born players decided to wear the black, green, and the red, green, and gold armbands to differentiate themselves from the England-born players.
Interesting.
Right?
I never heard about that.
Yeah, they did. But it was certainly the result that got us probably the best result in our history.
Wait. So somebody's saying here, Kranky, I must lie. You tell the president, come tell me, say I just called the coach for call Henry. No, that's not. That's the same thing I'm saying. Yeah, the coach have to call him. The coach don't call him. He didn't call him. Jay, we're not saying something different, Jay. You said the president said they just have to call him, right? They haven't called him, so he's gonna come if they don't call him. And clubs are releasing players unless they get called by the national team. They can't just fly out because they want to fly out. You train during the international window, you know. The players who remain on board and local train during the international window.
So, Kranky, may I explain it even further, right? You are contracted to your club for the duration of the season, from the start of the season till pre-season, right? When you come, the release is a release from your club. So if you don't have a release, you have to go train. You have to do your medical if you're injured. And the rest of the squad goes into tactical training and those other things. I mean, because if you're like Manchester United and 3/4 of your squad is on international duty, the under 21s come in and train with the one person who is left. And I mean, who is the one person left?
Yeah, one announcement. By the way, sorry, Ketara, if you haven't subscribed people to the channel, please do so. Both Balance View and also Kranky Live. Go ahead, Ketara. By the way, people, I hear Reggae Boyz blogger, who I call a troll. He does troll on his channel a lot. He says, "Mr. C and I don't think Hall is ready to play for Jamaica." When Mr. C and you? He reminds me of a young Daniel Johnson on the slower side. But Dixon should play for Jamaica, and Dixon can show no production in his club career as to why he should be called. And this may sound like I'm beating Dixon because I like Dixon. Don't get me wrong. But there's nothing in Dixon's club career, whether last year or this year, to say he should be in the national team. Zero. He's played 7 games this year. His game time is dwindling in League 2 at Crawley Town. He has no goals and no assists in the same amount of game as Tyreece Hall, who is playing midfield and have 4 goals and assists. What are we talking about? And you're going to tell me what you view him not to be ready, but Dixon is ready? You guys are too biased, man. Please stop being biased. The numbers speak for themselves. I'm a big numbers person, and personally use the optics. And we are being biased, and I understand why we're being biased. But let's be fair. Some of these kids will never get into the national team, or they will getting some time down the road. I mean, never getting because they're born overseas. They're not born in Jamaica. Let's be fair. Frankly, let's be fair. It's not based on numbers. It's not based on stats. It's not based on how they play. It's based on where you're born. All right?
So you're really telling me that these people who used to say, and I'm sorry, I'm not carrying no belly for nobody, that Anthony Grant should play because he was playing for Crawley Town in League 2. Do you remember those? That was a disqualifier. That was a disqualifier.
Yeah.
So, yes, the bias is there. By the way, that's the club of Anthony Grant. Just saying. The Reds, they play right by Gatwick Airport, Crawley Town.
Yeah, and look, this is not being people. This is not being anti-Dixon. You know, this is not being anti-Dixon. I'm giving you comparative because it's very important. If I'm playing midfield and you're playing forward, I'm playing in the same league that you're playing in. My stats are much better than yours. I can't even get a call up. Forget about being on the bench, and you get called up every single window. And in your club career, you can show nothing. Go to any team in the world. There are some players who get exclusion. I'll give you an example. Rashford for England may get more allowance. Henderson get more allowance, but it's because of their experience and their historical performance that allows them as senior players who want to be in the team, right? Lewis Kelly is struggling to be in the England team, even though he's a brilliant footballer, because the coach is saying, if he ain't playing at Arsenal, I may not call him next window, right? Now, we have players who are playing and are not producing, and their times are dwindling, and we're saying another player's playing, get more game time every game, scoring goals and getting assists, but we can't call them. And then we complain when they want to go play for England because they're young. He's 20 years old. And the last time I heard Rudolph says, we bring in Seymour, and people may not like me saying this because, okay, let me position this right way. Want to be part of the program. So bring Hall in to be part of the program. That's all I'm saying.
Call the whole of them. Because you can call up any amount of squad. It's not like the Gold Cup where you have a limit. You could have called up a 30-man squad if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So, Kranky Live 320 watching. How many people liking? Stop the bad mind.
And by the way, people, there are other players who want to come who are not getting called. Look, I gave you guys 5 names from back in August. Those 5 names should have been here already. And there are varying reasons why they're not here. Those players want to play for Jamaica. If they ain't coming, it ain't Kranky, it ain't the people doing it, the other parties at work. Okay? So it is what it is.
Could you go over the 5 for me, Kranky?
The 5 were Rico, Max Aarons, what's his name from Southampton? Cameron Archer.
Who I think is the one that I really want to see. And Max, because I think the right back position is really our Achilles heel.
Well, Rico is also a very good player, right? I mean, I know we are stacked at left back, but he's probably better than the 2 we have, to be honest. Just based on pedigree, he's better than the 2 we have, right? And then there was
Tyreek Mitchell.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he truly wants to come. He hesitates because people keep talking about he's possible for England. I think he was one who hesitated. And then we had Mason. Mason was part of that 5, right? Mason got his papers. He chose to delay or not come. 3 of the 4, to me, wanted to come based on my understanding. They want to come. They're not being called, people. They're not being called. Let's not talking about things are complex. They ain't that complex. They're not being called. That's my understanding. I'm just saying. I know sometimes I get beaten and people like to accuse me of X, Y, Z. I refute that they want to come. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. The players are not coming on and saying anything. Most of these diaspora players are really in interviews saying anything about Jamaica. Except if your name Antonia, your name Ravel, because Antonia have statue, and Ravel just Ravel, right? Ravel. What do I do? I'm Tony, you have the statue, you can't say them thing there. But most of the players, have you ever seen these players coming out and saying anything negative in public, even though they may have interesting experiences with Jamaica? They don't. But the Jamaican players can come on and say what they want to say. And you guys ain't beating them. We need to be fair, people. We are so unfair sometimes. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are so unfair, it's not okay. Imagine you are becoming a U.S. citizen. Many of you listening are U.S. citizens. And I'm telling you, you're a second-class citizen. You can't go play for the team you want to play for because we have to play a more locally player with a different persuasion. I'm going to use it that way. Would you be okay with that? That can't be okay. Come on. That can't be okay. The Jamaican Constitution gives you rights of citizenship, and it shouldn't be your preferred because you're born someplace. Be better. Be better. That's what you need to be. Be better. Stop using your local place where you're born as a criteria for you being a team. Be better. Go ahead, Ketterak.
I just saw something in the comment section that says that Casey Palmer is injured.
Yeah, I saw somebody say he's been injured too. Yeah,
8 to 10 weeks.
Maybe Tyreece Hall can get a call.
Maybe he would.
Yeah.
But
Jonathan Ross has a Jamaican passport. He didn't get it to play for Jamaica, I don't think, but he has a Jamaican passport.
No, so hold on. You have to be fair to the man. You have to be fair to the man. The man, I am told, I don't have the source, I never spoke to him, tried to ask the JFF to assist him to get the passport. Right?
Yes. But not necessarily to play for Jamaica. Let's be fair. He didn't say, if you say you want to play for Jamaica, it's a different story versus help me get a passport. For what purpose?
But I don't think they asked him, why you want a passport for?
No, but I mean, if you say help me get a passport, I said, are you going to come play for us? Was that conversation held? I don't know. I heard he got the papers. I don't know what I can't talk to it. I don't know about the details. So I should.
But you know he has a passport.
Yes, he has a passport.
Right. So the question then is, I want to say, I don't understand our team selection policy. It's all over the place. It's like the selector them where I play R&B and then them play trap music and then play sking and want mix it in with Bob Marley. You just don't know what. You can't put any rhyme or reason to it. Right?
Yeah.
No. The truth is, if Antonio was not injured, he would have been in the team and he would have been on the field.
Yeah.
Without the club.
Yeah.
Without a competitive game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So those are clearly not deal breakers as the ladies call them. Right?
If you don't talk about ladies, you would die. You just fall over and die. But keep going.
Who would fall over and die?
If you don't talk about, if you don't use a lady analogy in your conversation, it would not be okay. You would not be able to live.
Why would I not be able to live?
Because it's where you operate. You got to call a lady. You have to use the analogy. That's how ladies would think about it. Can't we just give an example that's not lady related?
I love the ladies. You see me with 3 of them. And you challenged me that they were not
I saw you with 3 of them. I never any of them are yours. But anyway, we're getting to that. I saw you with 3 of them. There are people who like, in college Jamaica, boops. One time, way back when. Boops.
Boops me out. I don't care. Boops me out. Yes. No, so on the wing, I really believe the only, and you haven't called Omari Hutchinson.
I haven't called Omari Hutchinson because I think Omari must put himself in a bind actually, because he ain't gonna play for England. England has too many options. He can't even get into Nottingham Forest much against the England team. He can't even get on the field. He didn't make the match day squad last time. I know he was injured. He can't. They paid a lot of money for him. He can't even get in the squad or on the field much as he's gonna play for England. That's not happening. They got tons of options. They're struggling with where to put Palmer. Saka, Madueke, Gordon, Palm, they have got Rashford, they have, and these are young people. They're not old people. He ain't playing no time soon. So if I was him, and he probably can't get the Jamaica team anymore, actually. If Mason comes and we have Bailey and Gray and the locally born players, Whisper, and I think I'll be honest, I think Whisper is gonna bypass quite a few of those players, actually. I think Whisper has the potential to bypass those players.
So I would like to see Whisper in the next window.
I think he will be in the next window. But I don't want to use Bermuda as the criteria and the barometer to assess my players. They were not. Jamaica never has 75% possession in games. Jamaica don't just walk. I struggle with this because they're just not the basis to use. With a Curacao game before the Bermuda game, we didn't look like that. Second half, we were much better, but we looked lost in the first half with most of the similar players. Whisper wasn't on the field. When he came on in 10 minutes, he looked decent. So, yeah. But then again, we didn't have Isaac and we didn't have Palmer either. So, and Isaac is Jamaica's most important player by a good distance. Yeah, most important by a good distance.
And I'm not hearing from someone who said they would never support Jamaica if Isaac didn't come in the team.
I heard that too. In fact, I was looking at a video today. Not a video, but somebody had they haven't taken it down. They have a big thumbnail that basically says something about Isaac. I thought that was interesting. But no, Isaac is the most important player. And people, when we finish playing a game, go look at Isaac's stats. Most time they're off the chart. And when people are saying, oh, he only passed sideways and backwards, CDM do pass the ball backwards and sideways sometimes before they go forward. That's part of the CDM role. Take off the pressure, recycle it, restart the play, right? Use spatial awareness to figure out where you are and where your opponent is. The one thing I'd like to see Isaac does more is drop his shoulder. He doesn't drop his shoulder. And that's important for a CDM. Ball coming to you, drop your shoulder, you turn, leave the man gone. You have time to then survey the field. I see K. Roy doing that. I don't see Isaac doing that. He needs to do more of that. But it's probably too late for him to do that anyway. He's much safer. But I did see him make a play against Bermuda where he had a ball in the corner, 2 minutes grounds. He drew it back and got out of trouble, which I thought was very cute and made me think about he has some of those things. He may not trust his knees anymore, but he has some ability which he exudes on the field, which is very, very good.
But more often than not, what he would have done is kick the ball off the player and earn a throw in.
True. But if you look at that play, he turned out of trouble. Yeah. Here's another thing, people. I'm gonna ask you guys this. Because I didn't go through each of the criteria for a winger, which I'm not going to do tonight, and say who exhibit those criteria. I'm going to ask you one question. If you have Cephas speed, right, which is a differentiator in any football level, wouldn't you be playing a lot of 1-2s? I pass the ball to you, I turn, the defense have to make a decision, and I'm gone. He doesn't play 1-2s. Because he doesn't pass the damn ball.
He's just going to hold out the ball himself.
Yeah, no, pass the ball. He sits on the ball. He doesn't play 1-2s. Now, sometimes our midfield is not close to him enough to do it, but he doesn't play 1-2 with his left back, or with his inside left. So he has to beat the man individually. He don't beat him. The ball doesn't beat the man. He doesn't beat the man with the ball. He tries to beat the man individually, which I find really interesting. Really interesting. And that's not good, people. He needs to refine his game. Because with speed like that, you should be a world beater. Seriously. With speed like that, and he has a little bit of cut in his game, he can cut, and he can go inside or outside, he should be a world beater. But I don't think his game is refined enough to enable him to be as elusive as he should be, or as technical as he should be, or as impactful as he should be. He's impactful against Bermuda. He's impactful against some other teams. But when we play the bigger team, and you have good right backs playing against him, and they force him to the sideline, and they get some help, it's a whole different ballgame. Sorry, Cataract, you're saying something.
So, I want to ask CC Sports Lab, which Tyreece are you talking about?
1 second, I didn't put up any comment.
He said Giggs vis-a-vis Tyreece vis-a-vis Salah. So I want to know which Tyreece comes in those big man discussion. I don't know what Tyreece. It's certainly not Tyreece Campbell. But my criteria for wingers are fairly simple. it begins with end product. You either have to be able to cut in and shoot at goal and get about 8 or 9 goals per 38 match season, or your crossing accuracy. So when I'm saying there are two kinds of left wingers, you would have Cephas, who would be fast and nasty, and you would have a Dwight McNeil, who is extremely technical, but he has a cultured left foot that delivers a cross accurately into the box, but into the danger area. That space between the goalkeeper and the no man's land, you call it, right?
Yeah.
Which of those wingers do you take? Because sorry, Dwight McNeil doesn't have searing pace, right? What he uses
he has reasonable good pace. He has reasonable good pace.
I said not searing pace. He's not a Ryan Giggs. He's not a Cephas. What's that guy? Craig Bellamy. Craig Bellamy. I remember Craig Bellamy. Just fast and football. The Welsh international.
No, he wasn't fast and football. Craig Bellamy's a good player. Stop saying that. He's a good player. He's now coach of Wales. He's coaching Wales now. He's the manager.
But in terms of left, come on, in that time, you had
Bellamy's a good player, man. Come on, Ketara. Bellamy's a good player. He was a hothead. But he's a good player.
So at that time, he was fighting with Manchester United. The other hand, was it Andre Cancels? Yes,
Cancels, yeah.
Right. Those very fast wingers. No. Funnily enough, for Craig Bellamy, it was a Bermudan player who made his stats look good, because I don't know if you remember Feed the Goat, which was Sean Gota.
Yeah, he played for Man City, right?
Yeah, for many years.
Yeah.
Big, strong Emil Heskey, big, strong black.
He was more lanky. I wouldn't call him big and strong. He was more lanky.
No, man, he had strength, man. He was a strong lad. Sort of the Emil Heskey would have been his sort of prototype. Shamar Nicholson, actually, might have been another prototype.
You know who looked good last game, but he's not a good player to judge? Shamar looked good. He may not have scored, but his skill set was good. But I can't judge you against Bermuda. But he looked good against Curacao also, actually. Shamar looks like a different player, to be honest. I don't know what he's doing, but he looks like a different player.
Yeah, but
Curacao,
still,
he looked decent. Didn't play a lot of minutes, but he looked decent.
Still missing the chances, though.
He missed a sitter. Yeah, he missed 2 sitters, actually. One where he crossed. I don't know if it was crossing or shooting. And one where he missed kick. I think it was a Cephas cross, actually.
Yeah, he dashed away a Cephas assist.
Yeah.
So on the wing, I still don't think we have that winger like Dwight McNeil, or even, you know who crosses well now? Tyreece Mitchell.
Yeah, he's playing wing back though.
Yes, and
he looks good. He looks real good.
Matete makes him look even better.
Yeah, Tyreece Mitchell looks really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really good, people. I don't know why he doesn't come play for Jamaica, but then again, he may not get called. He may not be good enough.
Who?
The way we are, he may not be good enough.
Tyreece Mitchell is the best left back by far. Miles ahead of Rika Henry. 10 kilometers or more ahead of Amari Bell. The one who is surprising me, because he plays better for Jamaica than his club, is Greg Lay.
Yeah, no, he looks good. He looks good. Why did they play Lay instead of Bell? I was curious about that, actually.
I don't think the coach is 100% fan of Bell. You know?
Yeah.
I don't.
Who is the coach a fan of, apart from Cephas?
Fan. Who's the coach?
Maybe Antonio. Maybe Antonio.
Antonio. The coach loves him some Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, he loves him. Antonio,
he does.
He loves Antonio. He loves Cephas. Let me just say who he loves. He respects Hayden. Those are the players that jump out at me. I hear him talking of Cephas.
No, he loves him some Lembekisi. He loves him some next.
I know about that. He plays him, man, if he loves him.
Well, he doesn't have much choice. Well, he could play Latipadere out there. He could play Holgate out there.
He ain't get rolled. Holgate didn't get 2 minutes last time. And he coming all the way from the Middle East, isn't he?
He loves him some Dexter. He's really a fan of Dexter. Who is he a fan of? I wouldn't say he's a fan. Fan. Who is he a fan of? But clearly Andre Blake. And who wouldn't be a fan of Andre Blake?
I'm just putting up some of these comments after I'm just going through these.
Yeah, we can go through. But
now I'm going through these.
I still think we're short Dwight McNeil, and I would put Omari Hutchinson in that mix and Jonathan Rowe as people who have Jamaican passports.
I wouldn't call Hutchinson. If he wants to come, he come. And we're not calling him. If he wants to come, he comes. He's the one who decided to leave. So if he wants to come, he come.
Okay, so you say he must call himself.
Yeah, basically. He has his passport. If he tells you he wants to come and the coach decided to call him, that's it.
Okay.
Right?
So who has played themselves out of the position? I don't hear all the Jamaican man them talk about remember when they used to talk about Busy Atkinson?
Don't start me up. Don't start up. Here's a midfielder. CC, it's you're having optics issues.
Why?
Dog, the
people them say them tired of red glass, man. After this glasses more in my eyes now, you know.
Yeah, but at night time.
Oh, that's why you don't see that. Oh, yeah.
So people are saying, is that why you can't see the game the right way and your analysis reflects your ability to see?
my analysis. Yeah.
So I'm going to get my done.
But you know, said more often that. But by the way, there's a news I really want to clarify. I remember one time I said to someone, you know, Jamaica could collaborate with other CONCACAF nations and host a few World Cup games. And me get ridiculed on the same YouTube here. What you talk about? Jamaica can't host no game? Which game? Which World Cup game?
See, there's context around. See, no, I'll beat you for that. There's context around this. People are thinking about the national stadium as it is currently, its current state, and saying you can't host no game for nobody. And that's true. No, now, if you refurbish the stadium, as we're planning to do, it's a different discussion, right?
But Kranky, but the discussion was not about hosting in the current or the stadium currently stay.
Okay.
The discussion is about World Cup, even the Youth World Cups, they're going to every year now. I think the U17 is going to every year. The discussion is about how we can leverage brand Jamaica in getting some of those games. And I remember people talking about poo-poo in Jamaica as a World Cup venue. And I'm like, bro, like if the right investment is made and the right things are done, we can be able to host a few games because it could be in collaboration with like a Mexico, a Costa Rica, a Panama. Those are the names that I throw around. People them say the logistics now go work and this and that and that. Some say then, the Cricket World Cup logistics work out. Why is it that the Football World Cup can't work out? See, now 2031, Jamaica is going.
Well, hope we are around then. Hope we are around. We are around in 2031.
PC. Did you attend the last game? The National Stadium, Jamaica versus Bermuda.
No, I wasn't around. I was here with Kranky. Kranky and I attended the game.
Yeah, CC attended the game on my channel. Yeah,
that's my first battle with CC. The go match, but if you went to the match, CC, you cannot host a World Cup, and the male bathroom and female bathroom have no light in it. Man, there's somebody there who's lighting a lighter so you can see where to go to. And when you finish,
cataract. You know.
No. I am talking facts. You have somebody there with a bucket to flush the toilets afterwards. You could not.
Cataract. We ain't talking about no buckets on this channel. We don't want to do that. You want to use some flowery language and some euphemism, yes, but we don't know bucket thing.
No, but
you can summarize what you're saying a much better way than what you're doing.
The man of appeal. So that basic. A man never have a book.
Where are we going? We were talking about football and wingers. We're not going to appeal.
Yeah, but anyway, I stay with the winger thing. But I just wanted to clarify that people say somebody else was thinking like CC and think that Jamaica could have been a venue to host some game. But anyway, moving on from that, the winger thing that what I was saying in the comment section is that Renaldo Cephas, right? When we used to like we watch a game and the game has evolved over a period of time. Remember Kranky, back in the days, he used to have a right foot winger on the right side, a left footer on the left side, which meant that traditionally they were tasked with creating from the wide areas to keep the width and cross balls into the box, creating from the wide areas, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the 4-4-2 system. So you have two forward up front, you have the wide player them, and them create from out wide. Renaldo Cephas, when I look at him and how he plays, based on the game, based on what modern wingers do now, I think he's more fit, built like a traditional winger where he has the pace, he has the ability to keep the width, and he has the ability to cross the ball. But in terms of the ability to cut inside and invert and shoot and be accurate, I don't know. And then the defensive contribution compiled with that, I don't see it. So that's why I was saying that Tyreece Campbell seems more like a modern winger in terms of cutting inside, playing on the left with as a right footer, cutting inside, taking those shots direct on target. While Cephas seems like a left, if he's a right footer, he should be on the right wing, making crosses, creating chances from out wide.
So if you had to pick between Tyreece Campbell and Cephas, who would you pick?
If I had to pick between both?
Yeah, because that decision would be made next window.
Depends on what I would want to play. Okay. Depends on how I would want to play.
Okay.
Because with Cephas now, if I'm thinking about picking Cephas, I would pick a second striker and a number 9. Where if I tweak the system, some people might not like this type of system, but I have Cephas on the field. I'm playing 4-4-2. And it depends on who I'm playing 4-4-2. I'm playing 4-4-2 with a top striker and then the second striker in behind like a Alessandro Del Piero style. But I'm playing 4-4-2 with Cephas on the field. When I take Cephas off now, I can switch it around and play 4-2-3-1 and bring Tyreece Campbell on and invert.
I don't think so. I may be presumptuous saying this. If everybody's available, I don't think Tyreece Campbell make the next squad.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think he makes the next squad.
If everybody's available,
it's going between him. Here's what's funny. It's between him and Dixon. People don't think that's a choice. Tyreece plays in championship. Dixon plays in League 2. Tyreece and Dixon are from the same team, and Tyreece can't get in Jamaica team over Dixon. Right or wrongly, I mean, when Dixon played for the national team, he's not a bad-looking player.
But Kranky, we know one player who's not coming November, you know.
Ooh.
So Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey come back in. We have one player who can take out the equation now.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be Tyreece.
No, I'm not Tyreece Campbell, you know. This player came and he got 0 minutes. Never even saw.
But you got to be very careful. So, are we going to pick 7 players up front or 6? Even pick 7. If Antonio comes back, but if Antonio comes back, Antonio and Karamarti and Nixon going to be there. That's 3 forwards. We're going to bring 3 forwards. So it's only 4 wingers left. Okay, you can't bring, 8. You're going to have 7, right? And then you only have 4 spots. You have 6. You have 6 forwards, 6 wingers for 4 spots. If you want to extend to 5 and have 8 forwards, that's your problem. I think that's smart. Right? See, somebody gonna get left. 1 or 2 are gonna get left.
I understand the whole sentiment thing with Antonio, but big up, like I wouldn't bring like Antonio. I wouldn't if I'm sacrificing Campbell. I'm not bringing Antonio. I'm sorry.
Somebody says Dixon would have taken Tyreece Campbell for scoring. People, Dixon don't have no goal or assist in for Crawley Town this season. What are we talking about if he's gonna score? No goal or assist.
I'm not bringing like for me. Unfortunately, circumstances beyond Antonio's control took him out of the contention.
Antonio is at Brentford actually trying to get a contract, isn't he?
Antonio is not out of any contention. Antonio is the contention.
That is true, Keter. That's so true.
What are you talking about, blood? So, what I wanted to challenge, and Kranky is a good man.
Wait. So let me just say this. Let me say this. Rob Smith says Tyreece get over Dixon 3 or 4 games. Did he do anything to separate himself? No, but what was Dixon's scoreline? He played in both games. What was Dixon's scoreline? What's Dixon's scoreline for Jamaica and for Crawley Town? Tyreece Campbell is not hitting the ball off the cover. He only had 1 assist this season in 10 games, but he's starting every single game. Dixon ain't even getting game time for League 2 team. Come on, people, be fair. I'm not saying Campbell should come back, but Dixon shouldn't come back either.
Kranky, I'm challenging you. I would like CC to name a 7-man front line, strikers and forward. Strikers forward.
Okay, good. Wait. Everybody being fit. Everybody being fit. Yes.
And eligible players being called.
No, man. No, from who is fit? No, man. I'm not doing it. People with Jamaican past who are not injured.
So no Cameron Archer.
So Mason Greenwood is eligible.
Give me 1 second, CC.
Hello. Good night. How are you doing, Kranky?
I'm good. We're giving 5 minutes because we're a panel. Go ahead, sir. Who am I talking to?
Big up Katarak and big up the other host, you know?
Yeah. Who am I speaking to?
David. Where is a call, man?
All right, go on, David. David, me older than me. I remember nothing, so go on, David.
All right. So if everything goes well and everybody fit for the next window, may I pick my starting 11 right now?
No, just pick forward.
No.
The forwards.
Wingers and forwards.
Yeah, wingers and forwards. We're not going midfield and just go forward. Just go forward, David.
4 wingers. 3 strikers, 4 wingers.
3 strikers, 4 wingers. Go ahead, David. 3 strikers.
All right.
3 strikers, as category said. 3 strikers, 4 wingers, not 3.
Three. As a double cheap by the domino.
Go ahead, David. Sorry. Go ahead, David.
Bailey, Shaman Nichols, and Borrell.
Well, you're putting Bailey center forward, you're putting Bailey wing.
Adama trim attack.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Borrell and Nichols. So no Antonio.
No Antonio. Man said no,
sir. Not happen. Go ahead, sir.
All right, and no midfield.
No.
Left, right wing.
Right and left wing.
Okay, my left wing. Where I put Whisper.
Okay.
My right wing. Where I put Tyreece Campbell.
Okay.
And who are the 2 substitutes wingers?
By the way, Bailey and Gray are available. That's in the mix, right?
Bailey. Sorry. So Bailey and Gray.
Yeah, Bailey and Gray available. Bailey. Right. So here's the seven. Bailey, Gray, Dixon, Campbell, Whisper. Who am I missing? I'm missing one.
All right. Anyway,
Cephas.
No matter what, Whisper play left link. He might play upon the left.
He might play upon the left or upon the right. Right in play now. So go on. This one upon the right. Who on the left? In my left foot, I play upon the right. Who upon the left?
No, Whisper play upon the right link. May I put Whisper upon the right link. And may I put something upon the left link. May I put Cephas.
So yeah, bench Gray, Bailey, Campbell. Well, no, Gray and Bailey because we only bring 4. So yeah, bench Gray and Bailey.
Yeah, if them up on the field who I start, I go on foolishness. I take off Cephas maybe in the 50th minute and put on Bailey.
Okay. So yeah, bench a 2 pedigree player and you put on the 2 less pedigree player. Just ask the question. I'm not beat you. You're a team, I
continuity may I work.
Continuity. Okay.
Hold on. Caller. Kranky Day is saying on the 20th of October that Whisper and Cephas them are fresh.
I'm not saying that. No. Caller, did I say that, caller? I didn't say that. So here's my role in this. I play devil's advocate, right?
Like a girl look
wait, no. I play devil's advocate. So anybody you select, caller, you just listen for a second, right? Anybody you select, I'm going to give you some stats and perspective so you can say yeah or nay, right? So if you say you select Cephas, and I'm going to say he has no goal or assist this season. If you say you select Whisper, I'm going to say he's playing well for 2021. He has 2 goals in about 6 games, but it's at a lower league, right? Cephas in the Russian league and can't get no game. If you select Gray, I'm going to say he only has 1 goal or 1 assist this season. in what 10 games. Is it Bailey? He ain't playing no football. Mr. Give you the information. Then you can make a decision.
Okay. Well, why I will also do that too is because they're just coming off an injury.
Okay. I don't know how injured Gray is because every time Gray get injured, and when it come back, he can go back in team. So
okay, can remember, this 2 games here, it's no joke thing, We can't play if I'm out time maybe.
That's why you got to pick your best team.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but they've just come from injury. So you understand? We don't know how. Well, depending on the weeks going forward, coming up to the November win the 13th, the first game, depending. Who cannot make an assessment, but for now, talking now, reality speaking now, today speaking, Cephas and Whisper.
Okay,
right?
Okay, it's your team, yeah. And then so who would you start up front? You have Bailey, you have Burrell, and you have Nicholson. Who would you start?
To be honest with you, I would start Nicholson. I like the link up play with Nicholson.
So you would start Cephas, Whisper, Nicholson. Okay.
All
right, sir. Appreciate the call.
And the midfield.
Yeah.
You know what, Adam?
No, we don't do forward today. We have the midfield on our day. We're forward today. But don't rush with the midfield. Call me back with the midfield this week, sometime this week. Call back with midfield. Can we do the stats? We do the stats. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call, sir. Appreciate it.
Not a bad thing, but let me say this.
It's his team, and frankly, Whisper looks good. Cephas is the crowd lover, and Nicholson look decent.
I think he's a good finisher, closer, as McClaren says, because he did the same against Trinidad. I watched him with my own 2 eyes in St. Louis. Thank you, young man. And so I wouldn't start Whisper. I would bring him on when there are some little tiring legs, and then he starts to get at the opposition left back and the opposition left-sided centre back, right? Which I don't think are strong points of Trinidad and Tobago. To be honest, those positions are not ones where Trinidad is brimming with strength. So, I'll be honest with you. My starting 11. And I probably...
We're not doing starting 11. You just told the caller we're not doing starting 11. You want to do starting 11?
My starting 11. In my starting 11, I'm not going to start.
Okay.
For the first time, I'd have to agree with CC on anything. Is that I think we might want to revisit the 4-4-2 of Halgrimson era. Because in that case, I would have Nicholson, Cadamartri, Whisper or Dixon at the right wing. And on the left wing, I would have Cephas with his pace. Gray for me would come on, or Gray would play in the 10, or could play in the 10. Or if I had my way, Ravel would be in the 10. No, they would just go to hell.
But you're playing 10 and 4-4-2, we don't understand that team.
4-4-2.
That makes no sense.
I'm playing 4 midfielders in a diamond.
So you're going to play Isaac, Ravel, Cephas, and Dixon. Really?
And Hayden at the base of the diamond.
No, Hayden's in the 4.
Yes, at the base of the diamond.
Let me just say this. That ain't going to be the team the coach pick. When they play no football.
What game are we playing? Are we playing pick your team that you would like to see?
No, we say pick the forward line. That's what we say we want to see. Forward line that you want.
Like to see? Or pick the forward line I think the coach is going to pick?
You're picking your forward line.
Yeah, that's my forward line.
Okay, fine.
And if you wanted a little and large, I would go for Raman Burrell and Brown Man.
So Reggae Boyz blogger say Cephas has many assists for Jamaica this season. I think I showed that earlier.
4 assists him up, man.
No, he has 6 assists.
No, man, in the World Cup qualification.
Yeah. But
Dominica,
yes, 2 against Bermuda.
The assist against Dominica, the assist against Dominica Republic.
He ain't got no assist nobody who counts. He ain't got assist nobody who counts. That's what he called. His assist against nobody under 100 is no assist against nobody under 100, ranked under 100. It's a fact.
But I think, as I said, Kranky, I think the system to Cephas to get the best out of him is a 4-4-2 diamond. I just think based on his pace and based on his style of play, he's an old-fashioned winger. He probably don't want to accept it, But that is what he is.
So Gray hasn't come for the last 2 window. Bailey hasn't come for the last 2 window. It's not fair to do a comparison with them and Cephas when it comes to the last 2 window. When he had a chance to play like 4 games, they have a chance to play no game. And he played against 2 games against Bermuda, who can walk and tie 2 gum at the same time.
But to be honest, though, Kranky, if everybody is healthy, the four winger that should be there, is Gray, Whisper, remember Gray, Whisper, Gray, Bailey.
1 second, Carla.
Campbell and Cephas. If everybody is
Campbell is not going to be there. I'm telling you, people, he's not going to be there. Go ahead.
The reason why I'm saying this, I will kick Carla.
Go on, Arden.
Yes, bless up.
Bless
I
up.
just want to can I watch every match with Dixon.
Right.
Dixon have skill enough. More of the people if you understand this in a friend. That Trinidad and them big and strong. Dixon light. I realize that every time a man bounce Dixon off a ball. Him light, brother. And this is one of the reasons why maybe in last part when him a kick the ball, this is one of him problem. You understand? Because as in make 2 dribble, and Brook, a man knock him off, and you see him bounce, drop a ground or something like that. Yo, you have to understand this, brother. He man needs some more body. He man need to go in a gym and you need to go in a gym and do some more, building a physique and anything there, brother. But this is what me see. Every game I watch, this is what me see. Them blick him out, them knock him off of the ball easy. And Trinidad defender, them big, brother. So these 2 games coming up is for adults. This is not a knock against Dixon. These are adults games. A big man game, big boy game, you want to call it. To me, you need your most experienced players in these games, and you need people who have certain pedigree to play in these games, right? Dixon has some ability, but he's raw. He's very raw. And he's been very lucky to be in the national team, extremely lucky, given his club form or lack thereof. He's not even getting playing time. When he gets playing time, he's not producing. Kranky, from your watch football, you still go stadium, go watch when Jamaica qualify for World Cup and anything. From your watch football, Jamaica are the only federation me see big player when I play. I never see this in my life from no other country. No other, it looks like them are create a different soccer thing.
Not true.
Different soccer thing, brother. Tell me one country.
So Ketarak is saying that what you're saying is not exactly correct.
The player that scored against us in Curacao, who have no club and
yeah, that's correct. I heard that statement. I'm not sure, but I heard that the player that scored against in Curacao, the one that scored. What was it? The first goal.
The first goal.
But he looked like a very good player.
No, he played in Europe,
He played in Europe. Okay, so maybe he's like Antonio looking for a club.
Where's
What's that squeaking in the background? Is that Cataract, CC, or Arden?
No,
like we have Peeny Wally thing.
I know me.
Hear me I say. Yeah, go ahead.
Hear me I say. I want a man tell me another country where you pick so much player, brother. When I play, I'll hinder money I can't come to play a World Cup qualifying. Me not get this. It's like we are creating our own thing in our own look of mind. It's like we are rewrite football. Me not understand this, brother.
Well, I think part of the problem is that you may have players playing, but do they have the quality to differentiate themselves from the ones who are not playing? That's part of the problem you have, right? I think in a lot of countries, and you're right about this, because I've mentioned this numerous times tonight, about Tuchel talking about players who may not be getting regular game time. Teams want players who are playing regular football because you can't replicate games. You have to be in games, right? You have to be in games. You can't replicate games. You can't go on and say, I'm practicing, so I can play in games. That's a different thing. You need games to keep that muscle memory, to be in that environment where it's challenging and you have to make decisions. You need games. You can't just go on the game and say, I've been practicing. That's not how it works. So, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, Kranky. Trinidad and them, they study Cephas. I can't tell you that because me have watched certain things and I see certain things. You have a thing when they call it fear factor. Listen, Leon Bailey name alone and Demarai Gray. Let me tell you something. You see, last time we
when we play Trinidad, you know, and Demarai Gray destroy Trinidad. No, you tell me, say, when them see a beat, me understand when enough people say, boy, they want Cephas and then God, you know, and because choose Cephas fast and then thing, because I just fast since we are look on. We never look on the end product. Me tell you the truth. Seeing, and because we do this thing against Bermuda, we say, yes, we arrive and reach. It's not so. Trinidad is a total different team. Right now, Trinidad are playing the best football out of all three teams.
I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that, actually. In terms of the ability to play the game a certain way, I saw them away from home against Curacao. When they played us at our place, we got lucky to beat them. They've been unfortunate, and they're very motivated to think that they can actually still win if Curacao slip up against Bermuda, which I don't think is going to happen. So, yeah.
It's not. Listen to me, man. Jamaica must understand this, brother. I know Trinidad is not Bermuda. Trinidad is not Bermuda, and a lot of people understand and know this. The midfield, you see the midfield. Maybe they don't have no big name brand playing in midfield, but me I tell you, the midfield solid and good. You understand me?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are coming. This is not Bermuda Jamaicans. This is not Bermuda. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And I think Dwight, let me tell you something. Dwight York is a better coach than McClaren. I can't tell you that. Dwight York.
Well, I'm not gonna say that because I haven't seen Dwight do anything to substantiate.
No. This is not the company on the field. I can't tell. Well, me I say that Kranky.
Okay.
This is what me see. This is what me see, brother.
I think the call was going to say Dick Advocate.
Unless
he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said Dwight York.
No.
He said our coach.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. You see, you look just look out.
Caller.
Kranky,
wait, no, yeah. Cataract, we can finish that now, Cataract. Come on, man. We can finish that now. Go on, Cataract.
All right, look here. Me see, I watch him match them, you know. I'm watch Dwight York. I'm watching him bench and anything there. You know, say sometime McClaren, we call him on the bench asleep. maybe not shut here, you know, but he must sleep. May I tell you that? See him?
He's not sleeping, he's thinking, he's thinking.
Thinking. Oh, okay. I know we are thinking. Anyway, what me I say, you swing Trinidad, you swing these people have these things in mind. All the player them when they say at Bailey, on the field. You understand? Because they already work out. They know say Cephas fast, you know. Because me them attack on the program say just if you cut in speed, not no left.
All right.
Yeah, me see man them attack that. So they already work out that. What we need a Daniel Johnson in at the midfield. Because Daniel Johnson is a work ass. Me remember when Daniel Johnson play box to box. Daniel Johnson all over the field. We need a Daniel Johnson if we can't get a Ravel Morrison for steady our midfield. And we need to call this young man all. And these things where we are called player, we only climatize with the other player them and then think they a World Cup qualifying, then think they stop. If any player we call now, them supposed to can contribute on the field and play football. We don't for care no player now if we just boy, we say boy, we are can. When we need goal and we need to win. Anyway, Kranky, have a good night.
All right, then, thanks for the call, sir. Bless up.
Kranky, I'm going to leave you shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to close the stream shortly. I appreciate you coming on, Cataract. Any final words, Cataract? Any final words? Because you know your final words are long, you know.
No, man. So first I want to thank the caller because he's enlightened me on a number of things. First of all, I really wanted to ask him, how can you watch a game without seeing the game? Right? That amazed me. I also thank you for the geography lesson that Bermuda is not Trinidad. I thought Trinidad was in south of the Caribbean and Bermuda
is not Trinidad. I agree with the caller. Bermuda is not Trinidad. You know exactly what the man meant. You know what he meant. Give me 1 second, caller. Cataract, finish his thought. Go ahead, Cataract.
To emphasize that. Like if everybody else here don't know that Bermuda and Trinidad play at a different level of football.
But he's explaining himself, Cataract. Why you have to criticize what he's saying?
No, and allow me, because you asked me to let him go, because I was going to challenge him on those facts.
Okay.
However, right at the end, when I was about to detonate on him, he mentioned a good point, which is that Daniel Johnson should have been in contention.
Tyreece Hall also. He mentioned both.
Right? Good. But I want to say to Jamaica something. And you, Kranky.
I have a call on the line, by the way, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. The other time when a player named Demarai Phillips from Waterhouse was a mainstay in the Jamaica.
I wouldn't say a mainstay, but he got game time.
A mainstay in the 23-man squad. And I think that Dixon is a big upgrade from him. So there's always the player that they feel need to bring the energy and just run around the pitch. I think Dixon is a big upgrade on Demarai Phillips. So I have no problem with Dixon being in a 23-man squad. I just tell you that straight off the bat. I was not one of his big fans. I'm not one of his big fans. But I like the youth's energy. And look, we could also look and say, in terms of Steve McClaren, that, look, you have Greg Lee, you have Casey Palmer, you have Dexter Lembakise, and you have K-Roy Anderson. That's 4 Rasta man in the team. You must balance it out with a man with an afro.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Here he goes. Call out. The floor is yours. Call out. The floor is yours.
That's kind of for the man with afro. Too much Rasta in that team. And then bring Daniel Johnson.
Yeah. Who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking to?
Oh, man of God, man.
Man of God. Go ahead, man of God.
Yeah. Why everybody answer the coach now? Basically, people argue answer the coach now about system. And
what's his system? What's his system?
There's a system. The wingers are the creators. If you realize, every time, the system is that they want them to go down the wing and clear the ball in the middle of the pack, in the middle of the box. That's what they want. Some don't know why people feel like saying there's a system, and the system, you know why me understand why Cephas to get beaten. The system is made for Cephas to excel. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, he's getting chances more than anybody else.
Yeah. Everybody else. He excels to him. And the thing is, I watched back the Trinidad match. And the thing, Kranky, when you have balls, there's things that we now not in the eye, but we have a here. Communicate. PC can tell us. I will heap of time I argue this in our WhatsApp group. Multiple times, the reason why teams are able to go to our midfield is because of out of position. I'm not asking Kranky.
What do you mean we out of possession? What do you mean by that?
We're not.
We're not covering the space we should be covering. Okay. Your shape is not right. Okay.
I'm gonna be Cephas again. I'm gonna have evidence. Cephas always out of here.
But Cephas is a reactive defender. He's a reactive defender.
The problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem. When I watch the Trinidad match, you can listen, because you can hear the players them talk on the pitch. You can hear when Damian Lowe never know if it was a throw. You can hear them stuff there. So watch back that Trinidad match. You're gonna hear Damian Lowe say, Cephas, we're out of shape, come back. And enough time we hear those those things. We see those things in the team, and they able to go do that and make team able to split through it. So enough time we hear say Jonathan Russell is not always Jonathan Russell is the problem, you know. It's not always Jonathan Russell is the problem. Sometimes our midfield don't come with wingers who are part of our midfield, because our left midfield and right midfield we play. Don't compact and come together and close the space in the middle. So either they want the team to go wide or over the top.
Yeah, no, look. I mean, that's very good analysis. Like, people don't really break down things like that, but I understand what you're saying, which is if you watch most teams play football nowadays, because football is now much more technical than it used to be and much more structured, you cover a certain space, right? You have your space to cover. You know, you're not really man-to-man in the traditional sense. You have your space to cover, right? And if you're not covering your space appropriately, then you're going to, and everybody doing theirs right, then something's going to be giving, right? Something's going to break. And what I see with Cephas is almost like he's like, I got to go defend. Damn, I forgot. That's what I see with Cephas. I forgot to go defend. But Ben's on it by himself. Oh, damn, I should be back there, right? It's not intuitive to him that when you're out of possession, I have my space to cover. That's not intuitive to him. So that should be muscle memory to say, and I watch, even some people don't like to defend in terms of them realizing that, you know what? And that's why you see like Arsenal play, which is if you can't play defense, you can't play for Arteta, no matter what position you play. Because you're right about that, which is it's not only Cephas. I think some of the Jamaica wingers, Bailey, Cephas, Gray, a lot of them don't. Campbell does play defense. Most of them don't play no defense. Or they don't want to play defense.
But Kranky, they just touch on something, and that's what. Sorry to cut Managat, but that is why I think Dixon. That is why I think Dixon being in the team, is part of that.
Dixon play defense. Dixon play defense.
Is the most defensive of all the wingers. When I say,
he is. Yeah,
so you remember even the free kick that Casey Palmer took. It's Dixon hustle and win back the ball now, and then pass it to Casey Palmer, I think, and Casey Palmer get foul when him a dribble go cross, and then he get the free kick on the edge of the box. The one own goal score is Dixon win back the ball,
No, Dixon plays a lot of defense. Dixon plays both ways.
So
right?
I think what Dixon needs to work on, because I think defensively, him work rate is there, getting back, hustling, making tackle, but I think he needs to work on being. Because I think he's caught up between, I don't know if you want to be a number 10 or an inverted winger. I think it's more of an inside. He has to be an inside forward. So
he needs to play slower. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be more composed. He needs to play slower.
He needs to be more composed because some of his mistakes passes, he just mistakes. Some mistakes passes enough.
He has simple 10-yard pass. Go ahead, man.
He might do something where we have to say, okay. He don't know what to do with that. He does mistakes in the passes. And Mr. Dixon Campbell. Mr. Dixon. Lamborghini rules the ball up the pitch. And a Dixon will reach down at the back line. But take the foot when King win the ball after the ball, I take the ball off of King. And I try to transition the ball. So the problem is and this is why I'm going to beat the coach. The coach not picking the players who suit the system, but he has a pretty good system to me. He has a pretty good system. This is where he just, okay, I'm going to pick the players. Or he's not telling the players that you must do this over and over and over, getting that into them head. But he's picking the players who are not working in the system. And the reason why I said that Cephas was not using the system properly for quite some couple of games. And you keep on using him, then I feel like when Campbell say that, I'm doing the system correct, but I am the first one to come off the field. That's going to make him look away like when you're going to see him start doing in other 2 matches that he run on the wing and try. He not even try to square the ball, he just kick it after 4.
So you're saying he's feeling the pressure then to score, have an assist, give him,
it more, because Cephas is doing the same thing, not crossing the ball, trying to score, and then Campbell is doing the system, making proper passes or making proper attacking and transition the ball quite well. But he's the first one to come off the field. That seems like he's doing something wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, I think the defensive structure that you're saying, which is, everybody has to play their role, give what their assigned role is. I still don't think the coach has a system of play, though. I don't know if we are a counter-attacking team. I don't know if we are a transition team. I don't know if we are a ball position team. I don't know what we do. I just know we just play football.
I feel we're a transition team. probably we probably counter-attacking sometimes, but with that transition team, meaning that we sit in our mid block,
right,
try and win the ball on the wing, because if you realize they try to zonal pressing when you have the forward and the forward, the number 8 and the winger, which we will say left midfielder, try and do a triangle press, in the sense that they try and cover the forward, try and cover the space behind, so it can go back to the other defender, and the left midfielder try and press the ball up, and the 8 try and cover the space in the middle. If you understand what I'm saying.
So, question for you, man, before you go further. Someone put in the chat here that Casey Palmer is out 8 to 10 weeks. Who do you think should cover Casey?
If it was up to me, Daniel Johnson supposed to be in that squad.
Okay.
Daniel Johnson is supposed to be in that squad. Fine, line.
The problem, I think, Kranky, with I think the system that McClaren is playing. So when they play them, you see when you're out of possession, when you're dropping at the mid block, if you come back as a 4-4-2, which means that you're gonna have banks of 4 and the number 10 I go the number 10 I go join with the striker and press
as a second striker.
Yeah, if you press the defense, and then if you come back now, they come back to the midfield for the second press. But the problem is that when they're out, when the team is out of possession, it seems like the number 10 is like the Cephas to come back for drop in at the bank of 4, and then the number 10 to go make the next one for press. That's why Russell, if you notice in a Curacao game, Jonathan Russell was going up to press with Bailey Kadamachi, because when we are going at the mid block, we out of possession now, so Russell and Bailey Kadamachi do the pressing. So Russell is the second striker, Bailey Kadamachi at the number 9. Then you have the bank of 4, but then Cephas the way up here, so you instead of you have 4-4-2, you end up with 4-3-3 with a man way out of space. So then what happened now? Curacao now exploited that space, played around the wing to Margarita, and then Margarita just ping back the ball on top of the D, right?
The first goal came across from Cephas side of the field, right?
Yes, because of the same reason, because when you're out of position, bunker 4 should have been there. 4-4-2 of the 2-man press, the number 10, the number 9. Then you come back as the winger, hold the spot. Campbell come back, hold the spot, bunker 4 right or so. And then defend the space, the zone. But Cephas the way up here, so out of shape. So when Curacao get the opportunity, they exploited it. Then them go so boom and ping it around, triangle, boom, Margarita, back. Then it's like them ping it to Margarita ping it back to Comenencia, and him, the referee, they right in front, like creating a blind spot between Andre Blake and the defense.
Blake still hasn't explained what happened. I think Ball pre-asked him the question and he got into his feelings. Answer the question, Blake. Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel Blake still not going to I feel like it's still not going to.
Yeah. But as I said, Kranky, defensively, like I think the players are not getting the system. I don't know what is going to allow them to get it, because when you're playing, if you notice, if you're out of possession, and I see Moreno do it a lot of time when we're in an AD, where you come back, banks of 4-4-2, you set the mid block, win back the ball in the middle third, and then you try to transition from there into a counter attack. And then the winger them go spread wide, and then the number 10 drop back.
You see, Kranky, if you check every time when people come to our middle at the park, check the wingers, where the wingers are possession. When you watch back those.
Yeah, I think that's why Jamaica struggle with Gray and Bailey, because none of them play defense. They are reactive defensive player, meaning when I be mad at is that, oh damn, I'm supposed to be someplace. By the time they realize it, the plays moved on. Right? They don't go into position when we're out of position as they should. And so they're never in the best position to assist the team defensively. Gray is the same way. It's not just Cephas. Gray on the left play the same way.
It's the same way.
That's why Sam Dyche bench Gray and play McNeil instead of Gray. Yeah.
The best defensive that we have is the two person that we're gonna say that is the best going forward.
Yeah. It's Dixon and Campbell. Yeah, it's Dixon and Campbell.
And the best defensive here that, and I feel this system, nothing is wrong with this system. The players them I feel is a problem. The players them I feel is a problem.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So there's a balance to be had, right? So here's the problem you're running into. So when Gray and Bailey on the field, they're offensive threats, right? And they sometimes requires double teaming, which should free us up more to be able to play. It doesn't really materialize that way sometimes, but it should allow us to do that. And also should help you defensively, because if I'm creating more offense, the other team has to defend more. Yes, when I lose the ball, I got to get back in position, but it's a balance, right? Because if my offensive play not give me any offense, then I'm going to be playing a lot of defense, and vice versa.
But here's the problem, though, Kranky.
Yeah.
If we add a winger, you see, the thing is, we need, if you have an elite winger where, you know, that defensive, like, for example, I remember when, I'm going to use Chelsea as a reference. You know, when Hazard is playing, right, you always either have Willian or Ramirez.
Because Hazard don't play defense.
And that's what I'm getting to. Willian is adept at going forward, you know. But Willian tracks back, runs back, defends a lot. Ramirez, you don't have to ask. Ramirez is an engine. He might go run back, track back a lot. So because you have Ramirez playing, but Hazard is so elite. So Mourinho not to give Hazard not much stick for not defending.
No, he gave him stick, but
he give him stick.
He gave him more flexibility, because that's a game where they have scored and it's Hazard's fault. He gave him stick, but you're right. You give some more allowances to elite offensive players.
Yes.
Like Mason Greenwood gets that, even though deserve to make us in something.
That is the problem that Jamaica finds themselves in. Jamaica doesn't have an elite winger for both wingers to not be defending. You don't have one, or you only have one winger defending. That's the problem. If we had Mason Greenwood came in, then you probably could give Mason Greenwood some level of comfort and start the more defensive winger on the next wing. So he does a lot of the defensive work, and Mason Greenwood save himself to do. That was Demarai Gray's role, really, you know. That's why Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey can't start, or Demarai Gray and Cephas can't start, because you need one of them to be effective going forward, and then the other covers in terms of defensive.
And CC, Drew Ross is saying the players alone can be the problem. When under Grimmy, we look good defensively. What's your take on that? Wait, hold up, CC. Let me hear him first when he comes, CC.
Well, and that Grimmy we look better defensive, because Grimmy is a defensive sport.
So you don't say Grimmy only work on defense, don't work on offense, because we didn't look good offensively under Grimmy.
We just don't look good offense. We create little chances with us decide to say, we're gonna defend. And that was Grimmy style of play. In this team, we try and mix it. In the sense that we try mix it with the attacking, and the team is more attacking more than how Grima was more attacking.
It is, but it's more open though, right? Grima was very solid defensively, right? Yeah. I went to watch them play against US when they played US in Dallas, and I'm telling you, US got a lot of chances, but it was hard to break down Jamaica. Apart from the own goal, it wasn't the own goal would have beat them, and we don't come to close to beat the US most times. He put Lati to play in the back three. It was hard to break that team now.
And to talk about Lati body, if I am playing Liam Bailey over that Mason Greenwood, Lati body would be my right back, because he's more defensive more than
Nambakisa, and he's good on the ball. And he's good on the ball too. He's decent on the ball enough. Yeah.
And he's decent on the ball, but otherwise, and you see my eyes are faded. May I have a same mind, CC can tell us. I was calling saying that Isaac Taylor is the most important, not the best, but the most important player in our team. When you're having an inverted right back, to invert beside Isaac Taylor is very easy because of the type of position that he's taking up. When we were not inverting in so much, because the type of position our guy named Ian Frey was taking up, it would be easy to invert.
Ian Frey was all over the place.
Exactly.
Ian Frey was all over the place. I don't know where he was playing. Yeah, he was all over the place.
You see the type of, so defensively wise as well, Isaac Hayden is very, 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 very good. And he keep the shape of the team, and he pick up spaces where we left wide, and he does automatically just pick up those spaces and able to cover with defensively. And no people don't watch that.
Look, I do think people don't realize how good Isaac plays. You have to watch him really good and watch the game and then go back and analyze the stats. And his stats are off the chart every single game he plays for Jamaica. Every game. His turnovers are probably 1 in 15 versus 1 in 10, 1 in 8. Yeah.
What I can say, I would give Algrim some credit for is I think against the bigger opponents like the Mexico, the US, and Canada. Did he get a draw against USA, right? Didn't he?
No, he lost to USA in Dallas.
Wasn't he one who coach?
I think we lost to them 2-1 at home, right? Did we lose 2-1 at home?
Al Grimson the one who coached in the 2023 World Cup?
No, 2-1 at home at the McLaren.
But who coached 2023 World Cup? Al Grimson.
Yeah.
He drew with USA in the group.
Oh no, but that was when USA didn't have most of their first line players.
Yeah. Hold on, I said he drew with USA in the group.
He did. We should won the game and Bailey missed the penalty.
He drew with Mexico 2-2. And he beat Canada in Canada. So I think those results is what stands out when you look at his record. The bigger teams, even if them depleted somewhat, he got some form of result against them. And that would bring us to say when he played even the smaller teams, we just 5 love, but I want to say Vincent Kitts.
No, but we struggle with Dominica. We struggle with Dominica, and probably we struggle with Haiti. We struggle with some games too.
But I'm thinking the game that we struggle with Dominica and them thing there, the wheels were falling off at that time, Kranky.
we struggle with Dominica Republic. We struggle with
the wheels were falling.
We struggle with Dominica. In Dominica, we have about 2-0. Then come back and they win 3-2.
Yeah.
But
Haiti was down 2-0 and we barely come back with that good team when we had.
And then we go over there and we go over for them.
I just think, the coaching department, I think McClaren coming in has given us, what do you call it though? We have created more chances. But for some reasons, the players that are not finishing the opportunities as we would have thought they would have. So that is one side of the coin. But the next side of the coin is the tactical awareness of the squad. And I don't know, McLaren Africa probably blame because the players are just, for example, as I said, Cephas not being disciplined enough to when you're out of position, you come back and farm the shape. Some of those things, that's weird. And I think even with the Curacao game, and this is what I think McLaren are going to get beaten. The Curacao game, right? You start a team, Kranky. Ian Fraser all over the place. Bobby Reid and Ian Fraser playing double pivot. And Russell is playing 10. Ian Fraser all over the place. So Bobby Reid is in a no man's land. And you're looking at it and saying, Campbell is giving you a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of purpose on the right and I think the left wing. But if you invert him, he will probably be at the left him in the man. At the left Campbell there. No, right wing. So he was giving you a lot of promise over there. So I'm thinking, half time, Ian Frey goes to the bench, bring in Kaheim Anderson to secure that midfield. Although Kaheim have one reckless thing, but him tackle, and then I'm going to force some people to come out of the midfield. So bring in Kaheim Anderson, settle the midfield right there. Kaheim Anderson and Bobby Reid, right there, on there. Then you invert Campbell, put him over the other side of the game and bring on Whisper or Dixon, whomever you want to bring on at that point in time. But you move Campbell and take off Cephas because at halftime Cephas was doing nothing.
Cephas, let me just say this. Because we got to close down soon. If Jamaica people are not going to beat me for saying this. If Jamaica had Gray, Bailey, Antonio, Johnson, Hayden, and Ravel, we are walking this zone. We are walking this zone. I remember, I know it's 3 years on or 2 years on. I remember the Gold Cup. We weren't having any problems in the first round. We played US, not their best team, but it's still a good US team. We wiped the floor with Trinidad. We wiped the first round with these players. Antonio wasn't even scoring goals, but he was putting pressure on the defense. If we play those players, we're wiping this next 2 games. I'm telling you, those 6 players, a double pivot with Bobby Reed and Hayden, or even single pivot, because Hayden can play single pivot, and you play Bobby Reed in the 8, you play Ravel in the 10. You have those 3 forward. We're wiping these teams.
And I think that's one of the problem Jamaica have. Remember that team that dropped 4-1 on Trinidad, right? 2 years ago, 2023.
Is it 4-1 or 5-1? We scored about 5 in that game. It wasn't even close.
Stan Bernard, Ethan Pinnock. I think you'd have Demarai. Like when I look in the team, Mr. Casey Palmer been in Jamaica squad since 2021, 19 games. Like when him the as same Lembikis at the same period, 34 games. So I'm thinking that where is the squad cohesion and the consistency over a period of time? Some of these players have played far too little game in between each other. And some of these lineups is just, there's no, like as you rightfully say, the players that you're calling now, how did some of them drop out of the team? It's not by performance.
Well, it's been injuries, right? So Antonio, Gray, and Bailey have been injured. Ravel is not being called for whatever reason. And there's so many fans who want Ravel. It's amazing. I'm telling you, those 6 players are differentiators for Jamaica. Bobby Reed going to run our game. Hayden going to do the mopping up and protect his defense and play offense. Ravel going to supply the passes up front. And Gray and Bailey going to create enough fear to create opportunities to score. And Antonio's going to be bully people. He may sound weird. He may not even score, but he's going to bully people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the players. Otherwise, Sam Ravel, regarding to CC points, the majority of the team is playing together, so chemistry is not supposed to be the problem. I feel chemistry is not supposed to be the problem, because the majority of the team is playing together for a long while. I feel the problem is that people just decide to do what they want to do, and coach not doing anything to solve it. To be frank, the coach not doing anything to solve it, because it's obvious when Unity Cup you can see that there's quite a nice system. There's quite a good system what the coach is developing. But when it comes on to World Cup qualification, you don't see the same system where that child does look like ordinary.
Yeah.
Ordinary.
Yeah.
I mind we go up against a Nigerian squad. Although the Nigerian is like a seaside Nigerian, they had pretty much decent players on their side. And we play well. You understand?
Yeah, but here's the difference though. I'm very cautious with friendlies because they're very open, right? Very open. People are relaxed. They have more latitude. We struggle when it's when the game matters, when it's not a friendly and everything matters and people are playing like their life depends on it, it becomes a different game, right? So I know people use the Nigeria game for Dixon and for Cephas, but we have to be very careful with that because this is not like CONCACAF, where ref has more latitude, where players are playing for the shirt and they want to win and they want to go to World Cup. It's a little bit different, right? We went to Curacao. Curacao shouldn't beat Jamaica. We should be in the World Cup qualifier. Curacao shouldn't beat us. Sorry, Curacao shouldn't beat us.
It's not even near us.
Yeah, no matter how much Dutch player they want to have, they shouldn't beat us. They shouldn't beat us.
They shouldn't have beat them.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the call, sir.
Right,
yeah, man. Appreciate the call. Man. All right, everyone. First of all, I want to say thanks everyone who came on the chat tonight. I truly appreciate it. Thanks my guests, CC and Cataract. Cataract couldn't hang. I thought he was a DJ.
I get too bright.
I might get old. Each of you in the chat before you leave, please hit the like button. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channels, both Balance View and Kranky Live. I do appreciate you. We'll do a couple more shows this week. We're going to do the forward line. We're going to do the defense. We're not doing no goalkeepers.
Kranky, you know what they say, the month that we're in?
We're in October, yeah?
The breast cancer month. You know?
Oh, I don't have any breasts. I'm sorry, people. Yeah, and for those people for breast cancer month, it's a serious thing. This is not something to joke about. Support all the breast cancer causes. It's a really bad disease. I read something the other day about Westmoreland having a really bad situation with breast cancer. Actually, I don't know how come one part of the island is it something there in the environment, Like sometimes you're close to electrical lines, whatever it is. But I know Westmoreland having a really serious problem.
Probably in some remote areas, they normally have some grid. Some
grid thing. I read about Westmoreland. So if you have breast cancer, sorry to hear that. I hope it gets remedied. And those who support these initiatives and these charities for things which are horrible as this, if you haven't supported them, please do so. And if you do so, well done to you. Again, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you. Reggae Boyz blogger beating Ravel as usual. Everybody love Reggae Boy, brother. You can't change the Reggae Boyz, brother. We love Ravel. So please have a good night. And again, as I said, this week, maybe Wednesday or so, we'll have another show that talks about the forward line, which should be really interesting. And I'm going to come with my stats sheet, because we do the stats thing. We ain't come just talk on top of our head because we have opinion. We're bringing facts, all right? Bless up. CC, thanks. Appreciate it.
Respect, man. No problem.
Good night, everyone. Peace out. Kranky Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk, and it's free, yo. Kranky Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky Life, tell them. Kranky Life, heed them. Kranky Life, want them. Kranky Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky Life, tell them. Kranky Life, heed them. Kranky Life, want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky Life, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky Life, give me my Kranky Life. I want my Kranky Life. Must have my Kranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Kranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Kranky Life. Tell them, Kranky Life. Heed them, Kranky Life. Want them, Kranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Kranky Life. Tune into Kranky Life. Like up Kranky Life. Subscribe to Kranky Life. Kranky Life coming to you on weekdays. Kranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Kranky will always bring the heat. Kranky Life. Me say fi tell them Kranky Life. Me say fi heed them Kranky Life. On them Kranky Life. Kranky Life will be around. Kranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Kranky. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed them.